How do they respond to war?
What?
Signs. Do they get tore up or they?
No, these was good because they landed.
Okay.
The ones we had before, they wasn't.
That's why I ain't put it out, because, you know, I know it's going.
Yeah, if it start going bad, we'll just treat it more. Alright, Shalom. We're the GMS Virginia camp of the Hebrew Israelites. We're back out here once again to do what we've been called to do, and that's prophesy. Before we get started, like always, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, the men that we learn the truth from. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. We almost home, stay up, keep enduring, keep the faith, and hold fast to thy crown. We're going to get on the devil today. All right, because the devil, he hasn't been playing fair, and it pissed me off to the spirit because we're getting subscribers every day, but he's not adding our subscribers. He's striking you for videos you delete or put on private. So since you don't want to play fair, we're gonna just get on you today because we ain't got on Sober White Man in a while. So I'm just gonna pull up, and the brother get me
Am I about to say something?
Go ahead.
Come. While basically brothers pulling up stuff, because you have to understand, because Esau's a hypocrite. How are you going to sit there and delete and basically block our videos for hate content or whatever your category or your algorithm says, but meanwhile you have homosexuality, two men kissing, getting married, okay, teaching kids about feminism. Okay, you got what sexual activity as what women shaking their ass and stuff on TV, but when it comes to them, you don't give them strikes, and they got thousands of 10,000, if not millions of views, man, and they still up, man.
Get over the chapter 1 verse 13.
That's how you know that again you're a hypocrite, man.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up a couple of instances, a couple crimes of the devil, and brothers just pull up scriptures on Esau. This first one, this is dealing with the tribe of Judah, the so-called Negroes. It happened in 1919, the Chicago race riot. All right off Wikipedia. This is what the so-called white man did, the Edomites. It says, the Chicago race riot of 1919 was a violent racial conflict started by white Americans against black Americans. Now, keep in mind, this is after plantation slavery, because we always bring up Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well, it's many atrocities this devil has done, and we're gonna read about it today.
What year is that, Oxford? Did it say what year that is?
1919. It says, the Chicago race riot of 1919 was a violent racial conflict started by Edomites against Judites that began on the south side of Chicago, Illinois, right? It says, during the riot, 38 people died. Over the week, injuries attributed to the episodic conversation stood at 537, with 2/3 of the injured being black and 1/3 white. All right. It said it is considered the worst of nearly 25 riots and civil disturbances in the United States during the Red Summer of 1919, named because of the racial and labor violence and fatalities across the nation. And you want to know why Esau started doing these things in the early 1900s? Well, when Jake finally got off the plantations and started getting, some liberty here and there, Jake started to get on their feet a little bit in these societies, in these neighborhoods. All right, that's when you started getting things like redlining, where they would find out what neighborhoods Jake was moving into, the so-called Negroes or the Mexicans. All right, and they would deem those areas bad areas for real estate. All right, so Edomites would start moving out. And then they would depreciate the value of that neighborhood. That's why a lot of these ghettos and hoods that you see today were once Edomite suburbs, so-called white people neighborhoods, right? But they became ghettos because they redlined those areas and deemed those low-value areas because so-called Negroes started moving in. But before that, they was using violence like the devil do. He come against our people with violence. Get this and whatever brother does.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 13. Thou shouldst not enter into the gate of my people, and in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldst not look upon their affliction in the day of their calamity.
And why shouldn't you, thou shouldst not have put your hands on the chosen seed of the nation of Israel, Yahshua? Because you didn't, like the scripture said, you didn't consider the latter end, all right, of your actions. And if our brother did that too, he didn't consider the latter end. You didn't consider that Jacob his hand held the heel of Esau, so he was next to follow up. You thought it was okay to just slaughter and hang and lynch so-called Negroes, beat them, maul them to death, all right, cut their rods off, burn them alive, do all type of atrocities to them, and you thought that you was not going to have to pay, okay?
Come.
Go ahead,
Read it on. Nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
And that goes into the time of 70 AD. And even when you go back to ancient Babylon, they tell you when our temple first got set, it was the Edomites who ran in and took shit. It wasn't these other nations. The Edomites was always there running in our temples. All right, so you fast forward to 70 AD when the Edomites actually were the main force that took us down. They touched our substance, and they still got our substance to this day. The only thing they don't got is the ark. All right, the Lord ain't allowed them to get that because Esau had you believe he got the ark somewhere, but the scriptures clearly tell you that who was it? What prophet? I forgot his name. Soraka, the prophet that hid the ark in the cave. All right, it's hidden somewhere. All right, that Esau can't get his hands onto. The Lord will reveal that when he comes back. All right, but all our substance, all our history, all our ancient scrolls, ancient relics, he got his hands upon those things. That's how he was able to distort the truth towards his favor. They said to be able to tell a great lie, you got to know the truth.
That's right.
So for him to take on the image of the Israelites, he knows who the true Israelites are.
If I may say something.
Of course.
You know, in these churches, I'm speaking loud enough. In these churches, we were taught growing up that the Lord was a white, pale-faced man. But like the brother said, they hide the true images. That's why these books cost thousands of dollars, the Russian icons. And brothers put in the chat a while ago, out there in Rome and all that, the priests, when they're done preaching to the common people, they go into the corners of their church and they pray to a so-called black Messiah. You know, they walk around. I'll try to put the picture back up. They got a whole bunch of priests walking around with a big picture who's supposed to be a Habashah and dark skin. You know, so you know, like the brother said, to hide the truth, they got confiscated. You know.
Yep. So before the brother keep reading, I'm gonna go to another instance. Now that was in Chicago in 1919. Let's fast forward to 1943 in Detroit. All right, it says the 1943 Detroit race riot took place in Detroit, Michigan of the United States from the evening of June 20th through the early morning of June 22nd. It occurred in a period of dramatic population increase and social tensions associated with the military buildup of the U.S. participation in World War II, as Detroit's automotive industry was converted to the war effort. All right, we know that Detroit is desolate right now, but it was heavy in the industrial movement, right? The automotive companies,
Cadillacs,
Ford, and all those companies. It was heavy in Detroit, right? And it says it was a major contributor to the war of World War II, right? It says existing social tensions and housing shortages. There goes that housing thing again. Esau was mad that Jake was now able to go into neighborhoods and start having societies amongst themselves. So here it is, you feed us these lies in school about the Emancipation Proclamation, where Abraham Lincoln clearly tells you he didn't give a damn about the slaves. Matter of fact, the Confederate and the Union were actually working together, you know, to keep you dudes in slavery. That's why you was transferred over from private ownership to government ownership. All right, and it's actually another. You can look this up on the internet. How the Union, because everybody says the Union was for the so-called Negroes. The Union actually had a concentration camp, and were keeping in you Jakes. That's where you get the down south they call it the Devil's Punch Bowl. All right, where they say peach trees grow. Is it in Mississippi? Right, somewhere down south where they say peach trees grow, but don't nobody eat the peaches, because they know how the soil was fertilized. With all the Negro slaves that was trapped within those camps that was occupied by the Union soldiers, man. So that's a damn lie that the Union was for the so-called Negroes fight. The Civil War had nothing to do with freeing the slaves, man, because that's what they taught you in school. Esau ain't even dead. That was about them. Esau versus Esau, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It says, because you had them independent slave owners that didn't want to give over their ownership to the government. Just like today, you have Edomites that don't want to give over their private farms to the government. They don't want to give their guns over to the government. It's the same shit. They ain't got nothing to do with you niggas. It says, existing social tensions and housing shortages were exacerbated by racist white feelings about the arrival of nearly 400,000 migrants, both African American and white Southerners, from the southeastern United States between 1941 and 1943. The new migrants competed for space and jobs, as well as against European immigrants and their descendants. So when Esau saw you moving into those neighborhoods, he just started a riot against you. He came against you with what? The sword. Matter of fact, get that in Genesis 25. Go back and read it what you're reading.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 14. Neither should have
And we pulling all this up because the atrocities of the so-called white man is innumerable. The scriptures say his sins have reached unto heaven. We can go from you putting us on a slave ship to the atrocities done on the plantation to the atrocities done to the northern kingdom, the Gadites, and then what took place after all that. After picking the sugar cane over there in the islands, after picking the cotton over here in the Americas, right? And even to this day, what you were doing. Here it is, all people voted for this guy Biden, and Biden is a known racist. You had this dude, Judge Joe Brown, pulling his damn card this week, calling him a damn racist. And getting on that demon bitch on Kamala Harris, pulling that card. He said, this bitch ain't even black.
Yeah, if I may. What I'm saying, don't forget Bacon's Rebellion too. You know, that happened in the late 1600s, you know. Jake started getting a little comfortable, a little couple dollars and all that. And what was happening was a lot of them Jakes, they were grabbing the upper class white devils women, right? And they ain't like that. They ain't like that. You know, Becky wanted some BBC and all that. You know what I mean? So what they do, that's where the term black and white came about. In Bacon's Rebellion, they had to call Jake something that was derogatory and low, and call themselves something pure and high. You know?
The sad thing is, Soraka, the sad thing is our people prefer to be called black rather than their true nationality.
Yeah, go ahead and get it real quick.
This is Psalms 50, and start at 19. Thou givest thou mouth
You
to
gotta read it
eat.
loud,
Psalms 50, and 19. Thou givest thou mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
And who they talking about? They're talking about Esau. Because he is our brother. Esau is a Hebrew. He's just a Hebrew Edomite. He comes from Shem. But he's a damn devil. He's our wicked brother. He's our wicked twin brother.
That's right.
Without no damn picnic, man.
That's right.
All right? Now, I'm going to read this next massacre. And this for all you Atlanta niggas. Because Atlanta is known as, they trying to make that the new Black Wall Street. Because you got Jakes living good out there, better than Esau, man. Little they know Esau bombed that shit again. But anyways, this is the Atlanta Massacre of 1906. It says the Atlanta Massacre of 1906 was an attack by armed mobs of white Americans against African Americans in Atlanta, Georgia, which began the evening of September 22nd and lasted through September 24th. The events were reported by the newspapers around the world, which described the lynchings in the USA and the massacre of Negroes in Atlanta, right? It says the final death toll of the conflict is unknown and disputed, but officially at least 25 African American and 2 whites died. Unofficial reports range from 10 to 100 black Americans killed during the massacre. And with Esau, we go to the highest number. Because we know he ain't gonna never report the truth.
Sleeping under the rug.
Exactly. It says, according to the Atlanta History Center, some black Americans were hanged from lampposts, others were shot, beaten, or stabbed to death. They were pulled from streetcars and attacked on the street. White mobs invaded black neighborhoods, destroying homes and businesses. So when you talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, let it be known that it was way more than Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And this should have been taught in our school system. This should be taught to this very day. That these guys literally armed up and just went into Jake neighborhoods, killing them. And Jake couldn't do shit about it. So what the hell you get we was free after the Emancipation Proclamation?
Right.
When you would go to the water fountain and they'll clock your ass inside the head, you wake up in the back of a pickup truck and you about to be lynched because you drunk out the wrong water fountain, but you free. Just like today, a nigga say he free, but you go into the social, you look at your, if you actually have your social security card, your real social security card, you'll see a number up there. And the old social security card actually said on top of it, this is a count number card, right?
Yeah.
But they got rid of the old version, but they showed you that it was owned by the Federal Reserve. Your actual Social Security account, it was an account at the Federal Reserve. Who owns the Federal Reserve? The Rothschilds. So you're owned by the Rothschilds. And little do you know, America is still owned by Britain. All right. So you're owned by a corporation. America is a corporation and you're one of the employees.
Just to back you up, that's why, again, when you fill out an application or payroll, that's why they ask you for your social security card. So again, when you get paid, that's when they basically can tax you out of your money. You know, again, that's how taxes work, man.
They ask for your social security card for everything, your social security number for everything.
Yep.
They need to know who is this dude, and they got you on the books. And your mama, your simple mama, that ain't want daddy there at your birth, she handed you right over to the government because she ain't got no knowledge.
Here's what's crazy about it, Doc. Your kids who aren't even born yet or able to build credit already have a debt. They're already born into debt.
Yeah.
You know, like when you look at the debt clock,
Yeah.
your children are on there.
Yeah. Because that number, they give that assigned number to that child. He's now owned by the corporation, so the debts of the corporation is placed upon that child. And they start teaching you the ways of how to thrive in this debt system. It's just a monopoly game. That's why they have the actually monopoly board game. And you got Esau with the top hat, which represents Rothschild with the little mustache shit that swirl up. You been sitting there buying boardwalk, and you gotta go to jail, and you know what I'm saying? That's life here in America. That's life here in this corporation, all right, which is owned by Britain, all right, which ultimately America is owned by the beast. It's controlled by the beast. They rise upon the beast, all right? That's what opposes it, okay? But those nations that make up the beast are going to be the end of this kingdom, along with Russia and Iran, North Korea and China, all right? Everybody gonna shoot missiles over there. Even countries that ain't even got missiles, they gonna try to shoot bows and arrows over this motherfucker. They gonna try to launch rocks. You know, everybody gonna try to get their hand because you gonna do something to piss Big Brother Bear Russia off to the point they ain't gonna want to do no more treaties with you, right? So let me go to the next one. This is 1985. This is recent. The 1985 bombing of Philadelphia, and I'm just scrolling down in this article, it says, on the evening of May 13th, 1985, long-standing tensions between MOVE, a black liberation group, and the Philadelphia Police Department erupted horrifically. That night, the city of Philadelphia dropped a satchel bomb, a demolition device typically used in combat, laced with Tovex and C4 explosives on the MOVE organization. Now here it is. These are jakes that just got guns. They dropped bombs on them in Philadelphia. So here it is. Now I'm not gonna say their name because we don't want your flag, but the rules, right? They always want you to remember what happened to them. But all atrocities, the list is, if we had a paper, the list would be rolling down the whole goddamn city, man. But you want us to remember what happened to you, right? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of it. Which we know it didn't even happen like how you said it happened. But even if it did happen the way you said it happened, it don't even come close to any of the atrocities that we went through, man. It's still going through, because we're still in the hands of our enemies, man. And the scriptures tell you, he that stealeth a man, right? And if he be found with that man in his hand, that man shall surely be put to death, right? So it says, they dropped the bomb on them, right? It says they were living in West Philadelphia, known to be occupied by men, women, and children. It went up in extinguished flames. 11 people were killed, including 5 children and the founder of the organization. 60 homes were destroyed, and more than 250 citizens were left homeless. Did they get reconciliation for that? Right? Or did Esau just blow it off like it wasn't there? Because you jakes don't have no pool in this society. Who gonna listen to you just go up the street marching? You know what they did after that? Call Jesse Jackass and Al Sharpton. Right? call up these black nationalist movements, right, to come march and say we should overcome. Then when they get the millions in their pocket for you fundraising their marches, they go back to their penthouses and leave you niggas in the same predicament. What has happened from the marches of Mike Brown, Trayvon, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile, and these are the recent ones that happened in the last decade, right? George Floyd,
Breonna Taylor,
right? What happened after those marches? They got money from the fundraising, then they went back to their penthouses, and they wait for the next nigga to get his brains blown out that they gonna put on CNN. These niggas die every day, but it's certain ones they choose to put on that television, that media which controls your mind. All right, have you thinking a certain way. That's the only reason you people believe that you're actually taking an actual medicine in your veins, man. Which the FDA, which they're the Food Drug Administration, you know,
right,
which shows you food, drug.
right.
That shouldn't even be together. Food and drugs, but them devils themselves ain't improved the shit.
Okay, and that's what I'm about to say. Over and over again on the news, you'll hear them say, take it, it's safe, it's safe for you. Well, if it's safe for you, why the FDA did not okay it? Because look, and once again, Jake don't like to read the fine print. If you take that damn jab and you fall out and become crippled or you even die, you can't sue. Because it's an experiment.
Yeah.
They're experimenting on you. That's what a jab is. It's an experiment. See if they can get it right. They're literally treating you people like lab rats. You know? And y'all just run into it because every time you turn on the news, somebody's saying, oh, go get jabbed up. Even your boss, the company you work for, is saying, go get jabbed up. We trying to be safe out here. And especially older Jake, yo, they believe in everything the news says, yo. You know the news, oh, well, they said that it's safe. Who the hell is that? You know what I mean?
And I find it funny. I find it real. Again, that's what Issa does. Like I said, being a hypocrite as always.
Right.
That nothing changed.
Right.
Now, like I said, they're gonna lift up the standard with all masks and basically, like I say, you don't have to wear a mask if you've been vaccinated. And like I said, and then on top of that, you're not even supposed to ask if the person has been vaccinated or not. So again, how do you know if they're vaccinated or not?
I got a quick piece.
So one last thing. So basically, again, you took the jab for nothing.
Get your precept.
Real quick. Habakkuk 2:4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. You know, and at the end of the day, this damn devil, his spirit is not right. But the just, who's the just? The elect. Yasha'Allah, they're gonna lead by faith. We're not taking no punk ass jab, yo. Regardless if we get our job taken from us, regardless if we get put to the lowest of the low. We already the low, we the meek. But what does the scripture say? The meek shall inherit the earth. But we gotta live by faith.
See, Jake wanna hold on to Chuck E. Cheese. They still wanna be able to take their kids back to Chuck E. Cheese. The scriptures already told you that the spirit of this place is done. All right.
Right.
I was watching. I actually watched cable last night for a long time. Like, I actually watched actual cable. And I'm looking like, yo, this shit. The soul of this place is going. It's repetitive, man. It's just the same shit. BET Awards, basketball game. Now the NFL making the jab mandatory.
Soraka,
It's no more morphine. It ain't the same good old feeling anymore.
I did a video yesterday about, you know, the Knicks guardian is the, you know, that's the Mecca in NBA. And if they make it to the second round, they're not, everybody has to be jabbed up to attend.
Yeah.
And then the article said, the person that whoever that big wig is of MSG, he said we're trying to get things back to normal how it used to be.
And now, is that a righteous decree? No, because what if you got to buy those tickets months in advance?
Right.
What if you didn't get the jab and you had your ticket? Now that nigga gonna go get the jab because he done wasted his damn money. he got his shorty that he promised he was gonna take her, impress her, and take her to the flow seats. And this nigga like, fuck, I ain't got the jab.
We sitting next to Spike Lee.
You told me we was gonna go race.
Right? This nigga come to play, oh shit. He gonna go get the jab. Right?
Be simple like that.
Yeah.
Hey, what does scripture say? Many have fallen wits for what? Over a woman.
Yeah. The woman that destroyed the greatest man. But
Kings have fallen because of what? Over the woman.
yeah, this is another one though. This is in 1919 in Washington D.C. This is the title of this is White Mobs in Uniform Attack African Americans, right? And it says on Saturday, July 19, 1919, a major race riot broke out across Washington D.C. as white mobs attacked the African American community and African American soldiers returning from World War I. So here it is, you go fight for this devil. Yeah, I'm a fight, I'm a bear. Because you got simple niggas that say,
My daddy fight. My great granddaddy fight.
well, they went and thumped their great granddaddy upside the head, and he had a uniform on, right? It says, the mob was retaliating against the alleged assault of a white woman, Elsie Stepney, by a black man, Charles Rose. Now, we know a lot of Jakes were put to death because the circle white man lied, and so he did something to him. He looked at it, you know what I'm saying? Emmett Till was put to death, a young man, a very young man, put to death because they said he whistled at a lady in a damn store. So he was dragged out of his crib in the middle of the night. His uncle was there. His uncle was scared shitless because the curses said you wouldn't have no might in your hand and you would have fear of the enemy. So his uncle was sitting there like a deer in the headlights. If he was man, a real man, he had that Nat Turner spirit on, he would have fought every one of them damn. You get the fuck out my goddamn.
Kill me too.
You wanted to kill me before you take my family out this house. Because you knew what was going to happen to him.
Yep.
You let them damn devils, which shows you how weak our nation and fell. You let them damn devils take that young man in the back of a pickup, drag him behind the truck, tie goddamn, what they telling this boy, what they telling him? You know, some windmill or some shit around his neck and threw him in the ocean. Beat the living shit out of him, shot him, all type of shit, right? All because he's so-called Wilson and a so-called white woman. And when I'm gonna pull up the Rosewood shit too,
It was a nigga.
you know? But it says Elsie's husband was a white civilian, employee of the Navy. Hundreds of white sailors, soldiers, and Marines formed a mob in uniform. So they went in their military uniform and attacked Jake. So should we respect this flag or the military? Fuck no. Because y'all devils, man. Fighting for this corporation. Fighting for this horde that rideth upon the beast. And this horde don't uphold none of the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know what they upholds? A 8-year-old boy. You want to be a woman? He hasn't even had an erection yet. He don't even know what it feels like to want a woman. And you already telling him to be a woman. Of course, he don't know shit. He ain't even got hormones flowing through him yet. Now this nigga that he fucking got a damn wig on, dress on, and then when he turned 12, 13, he started getting hard on.
I really do.
You know what's that's gonna fuck that? If we was here that long, that will fuck that boy. He get a hard on now because you told him all his life he was a girl, and he started getting hard. Daddy, I can't put you because I'm gonna tell you something. Men know when you really get that feeling, you gotta quench that thing. If it's really you gotta quench that. That's nature. Now he got a dress on, this shit, bulging, blood flowing down his rod. But you told him he a damn woman, and that's why y'all trying to get him to cut their rods off. Cause y'all the damn devil the Bible speaks of, man. But continuing on this, it says, Charles Rawls was found late Saturday evening. The mob spotted Rawls walking with his wife and began beating them, right? The couple broke free and bolted home, shots ringing out behind them. The mob tried to break in, but Rawls' neighbors and friends rallied to his defense. And that's when Jake had tight-knit communities, all right? So the neighbors, everybody came out to defend them, right? After they already got bloodied and beat. It says, a return Philistine scattered the mall and wounded a sailor. Servicemen fired back at black residents, locked their doors, and prepared to defend their homes. On Sunday, July 20th, the violence continued to grow, in part because the 700-member Metropolitan Police Department failed to intervene. African Americans faced brutal beatings in the streets of Washington, at the Center Market on 7th Street, New West, and even in front of the White House. By the late hours of Sunday night, July 20th, the African American community began to fight back, right? So this is all off of the hand of the devil. Let me see if there's any more on this. And it says it went on for 4 days. It says the violence resulted in approximately multiple deaths. We found reports from 4 to 38 on the number and over 100 injuries suffered by individuals of both races. So you know what this devil causes? He causes death. That's why he's known as the pale horse, right? And he's known as the red horse. He's intertwined with both of those, the red horse and the pale horse, all right? In the book of Revelation. He come to take peace from the earth, all right? Everything that follows him is violence. That's why the scripture says, with violence, thus shall this kingdom be brought down. Hey, this land cannot be cleansed.
With the blood, that shed the blood.
Yeah, it got to be cleansed with the blood that shed the blood. So, brother, get the next precept.
I got something you wanted, brother. This is Deuteronomy 32, and I'm gonna start at 27. It says, were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries shall behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Lord have not done all this. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them.
Wow. Yeah, because they don't counsel themselves when they go off, when they do wrong. All right? When they found over 200 baby bodies, children bodies over there under the Roman Catholic, right? They should have counseled and came against the Roman Catholicism. Because all the missing kids was found in the Roman Catholic Church. Now, what you think was happening to the kids? Sacrifice. Well, before they was even sacrificed, pedophilia. They were fucking them kids, man. And that's a heavy market, because there's a site. I forgot the name of the browser, because you got certain private browsers you can download, and it forwards you. If you type in the right link, it'll forward you to an underground Russian site. It's nothing but pedophilia, and all that shit is set up by Esau.
You mean like the
Like no
onion?
Yeah, like certain browsers that you can only search. Like you can't find it on Google, but Esau has set up certain ways to get around that
They
shit.
did that. Remember when
Look
they
at
did
Wayfair.
the
And it's
Dark internet.
Yeah, and it's a whole community, the dark web. It's a whole community of pedophilia and bestiality. I'm talking about, they got dogs over there in Europe. Dog got heels on, makeup, and a picture of the asshole blown out. And the dog look fucking traumatized. And it just goes on and on. You got videos and pictures. I actually went and looked at this. I said, I had to get out of that shit. I said, no, I can't look at this shit too long. This is crazy.
Same shit happening, Slovakia. Same shit happening here, like with the women. A couple of years ago, there was this Edomite woman who was like, y'all don't fuck y'all dogs?
Oh
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah.
It's natural.
I know I'm not the only one. It's like, what?
Yeah. And if you look at a lot of these Edomite women on these social media, they be doing that shit with their dogs. They let them eat with them, kiss them in their mouth. And if you see the way, Jake be close to their pets too, but Esau is a weird dynamic with his pets. Like he literally treats them as humans. He dates them.
That's that man's best friend.
He dresses them up, sleeps with them in the bed, and a lot of people be taking that shit too off of them, man. Getting that shit from them too. Licking on them and shit. Hey, the scripture said the Lord created beasts, certain beasts. We're beasts too, but we're made to reign over the animals of the earth, man. We ain't meant to coexist and have them beside us. You got this one simple nigga across the street with a damn enemy.
It's gonna be too late. He gonna be on the news.
That nigga happy. That nigga happy he accepted in the game. And he'll be the man. If they was up here, he'd be the one coming against us. He'll fight for master. Is we sick master? you know. But that's the heavy spirit that is put upon our people from this captivity. We're totally destroyed. And that show on Amazon, just watch this shit not too long ago. Them. It shows you through all that. It shows you how many demons our people fight with. We're destroyed on so many levels, man.
Yep.
That follow us to this day. You know, your demons are in you. They are you from this society. That's what the scripture said. You got to put off the spirit of this world that you've adopted from, because we kind of don't put as much emphasis on that word curse as much as we should. The Lord literally put curses on us. When you watch those movies and a witch put a curse on, or curse on somebody and they try to get out, that's what we've been put, curses. And with those curses came many atrocities and demons that overwhelmed us. And we're coming out of that. So you got to break all that heavy load shit off of you, man. You know?
So Psalms 83 and 2 it says, "For lo, thy enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasha Allah may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." You know, and at the end of the day, this is why he's our number one enemy. Yeah, we have issues with the other nations, but like the brother said, our wicked twin brother, that's our number one enemy, because his whole thing when he wakes up, that's why when you deal with vocab, this brother, this guy wakes up and thinks about going against us to the time he closes his eyes, you know. And they are confederate against thee, you know. It's in their spirit.
All of them confederate. Before you get your precept, I'm gonna bring out another instance.
The book of Ezekiel.
Hold on. This is 1908, the Springfield race route. Like I said, this shit goes on, and we only dealing with Judah alone. That's what the scripture said. You should have touched the apple of his eye. And you think you ain't gonna pay for all this shit? You wait till the Lord put his anger in us, because we can't do what we want to do to you. Well, it ain't even what we want to do to you. We can't do what the Lord wants done to you like it needs to be done. Because for one, we don't even know half of the shit you've done, and the Lord actually sees it. The angels actually see it. So when the scripture said his anger is way stronger than ours, there's a reason for that. Not only because he created you, he know you the damn devil, but he's seen all the atrocities that you're doing and done before. So the Lord is going to literally change us, renew us, and put his anger in us, man. So a lot of this shit that we be meditating on, twisting your head around, we're going to be doing that shit. Bashing your babies against the stone, we're going to be able to do that. Because the Lord will put the spirit on us to do that. You know, right now in this flesh, you be like, damn, I can't grab the baby and just bop. Oh, you wait till the Lord give us that power in that day, how easy it is for us to do it. Because you're going to get your double. The scripture said we had to drink that cup, and we surely drunk of it. So you damn sure ain't better than us. You an Edomite. So we're going to pour you a cup, and you're going to drink what we had to drink. Then we're going to pour you another cup, and you're going to drink. Right?
Yeah.
It says the Springfield race riot of 1908 were events of mass racial violence committed against African Americans by a mob of about 5,000 white Americans and European immigrants in Springfield, Illinois, between August 14 and 16, 1908. 2 black men have been arrested as suspects in a rape. There you go again. An attempted rape and murder. So whenever Esau wanted to kill a nigga, they just said, "Oh, that nigga raped somebody." To fulfill his bloodthirst, when they wanted to see a lynching, that nigga crossed the street, he raped somebody. You know? It says the alleged victims were 2 young white women and the father of one of them. So they murdered, these 2 jakes murdered an Edomite man and raped his 2 daughters. Right? It said when a mob seeking to lynch the men discovered the sheriff had transferred them out of the city, the whites furiously spread out to attack black neighborhoods, murdered black citizens on the street, and destroyed businesses and homes. The state militia was called out to quell the rioting. So was it really about getting justice? Because the men were gone. if they really did that crime, the men that you supposed to exact the justice upon were gone. But you decided to go to the neighborhoods of the rest of the Negroes and destroy their neighborhoods and communities. So was it really about them, or did you just want to destroy the so-called Negroes because you just got that hatred in you, man?
Oh, I got it right
Because
here.
you the damn devil the Bible speaks of.
No, I got it right here. This is, make it quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 5. It says, "Because thou hast a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood."
Whatever the same precept?
Yeah.
Oh, word. This is good.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of Soraka, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Yeah, so you're like Esau has always hated Jacob, specifically because of the blessings that Yahweh Shah have placed or have given to the children of Israel. And all of them have the same hatred. It doesn't matter if it's who you deem a good one or whatever. They all have the same hatred for the nation of Israel. And that will never change because, how can you make that which is crooked straight? So,
And just to back you up, again, it's not a coincidence why, again, the so-called white man, and like I say, and you Jakes can't just quote coexist, because eventually what? There's always discourse, like I said, there's nothing in common, there's always strife, man. And again, being the devil that he is, it's just something that he just hates, But of course, Jake being simple-minded, he don't understand that the so-called white man hates you, but you're over here, again, trying to do the opposite, trying to something. Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me doing these Nazi riots? Again, every time you two always saying, yeah, he said, you know what? I love you, man. I love you. Just give me a hug. Then all of a sudden, Esau want to give him a say, and basically the reason why Esau said, I don't know. It's just, I don't know why I hate him. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand. That's what he said. He said what? Oh, I don't understand. It's because what? It's that hatred, man. Because what? Two nations, again, going back to Genesis, man. It's supposed to be that war, man. Two nations shall be separated from their bowels, man.
Yeah, the brother read that his soul is not upright in him, so that's why he can't understand. But you about to read something?
Yeah, real quick. This is Soraka, 21st chapter, verse 9. It says, "The congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together," and a tow is, of course, a big rope. The congregation of the wicked is like a tow wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. So that you can't get no more wicked than this man. But at the end of the day, he's gonna get put out. He's gonna be wiped away.
His work.
It's gonna be slavery for 1,000 years, and after that, it's over with.
If I may say this one thing, what was read in Ezekiel 5 and 5, the same thing is going to happen again, because our calamity is at an end, and this devil is going to do the same thing that he's always done.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to come after Jake and the other tribes. There's no new thing under the sun.
And just to back you up, because like I say with this government, even though, like I said, Esau and Jacob are trying to come together, I'm talking about in this American way, but what is Esau, I'm talking about these higher ups trying to do? What? Conquer and divide, man. So what? Esau wants a race war. To what? To split up the nation, so that way what? So that way these elites can what? Govern these people to what? Martial law, stuff like that. Like I said,
So yeah, I'm gonna go to Gad now. This is a list of American Indian wars, since Gad was catching hell with these damn devils since they came over here.
Yeah.
It says American Indian wars are the numerous armed conflicts between European empires or colonists. And why were they armed conflicts? Because Gad wasn't over here with guns. So who was the armed individuals? Devils that came over here in them fucking boats, right? Bringing death, man. Bringing disease, bringing the sword. Should have stayed your ass over in England, in Spain, where nobody wanted your ass. Or went back to the damn caves.
That boat smelled bad.
Where they say gas smelled it from the shore, right?
Little dog fucking, like I said, they brought rats and pigs over here. That's why they over here to this day, man. They brought all them unclean animals over here.
Yeah. It says, and later by the American and Canadian settlers, or American and Canadian governments, and the indigenous peoples of North America, right? It says these conflicts occurred across the country, beginning with the Tusco War in 1540 within the present-day New Mexico, and ending with the renegade period during the Apache Wars in 1924. So from 1540 to 1924, Gad was warring with Esau.
Freaking pattern.
That's why Gad is in the state that it is. The Gad just said, I can't do it. Right? So from 1540, before you so-called Negroes even came over here, Gad was warring with these motherfuckers. Right? Then y'all get on the plantations. Gad still warring with them. You got some Negroes, they joined the Seminole Indians, start fighting them in the Seminole Wars, right?
Yeah.
Then the Emancipation Proclamation happens, you get transferred to the government, right? The 1900s come, they still fighting, Gad still fighting. 1800s, Gad still fighting. 1700s, Gad still fighting. While the Constitution being drawn up, Gad is fighting. But you talking about liberty for all, justice for all, but Gad is literally fighting that ass. It's wars going on with you taking over lands, trying to conquer the West, right? New Mexico and all these lands that were occupied by Northern Kingdom, but the Constitution for everybody, right? So I'm gonna just read some of these wars. This is on the 16th century wars. The Battle of Mobila, October of 1540. It says the Spanish conquistador Hernando de Soto. It resulted in the death of Chief Tuscaloosa. Over 2,500 Indians died and 200 Spaniards, right? So Gad would get some deaths, but it was overwhelming or a winning result for Esau in majority of these wars. But Gad was fighting, right? Let's go to the 17th century, the Navajo Wars, right? It says one of these resulted in the Long Walk of the Navajo. It says the Long Walk of the Navajo, also called the Long Walk to Bosque Redondo, refers to the 1864 deportation and attempted ethnic cleansing of the Navajo people, right? So we know about the Trail of Tears, but this is another instance where they forced Northern Kingdom to walk long distances in a result to basically eradicate them, right? It says Navajos were forced to walk from their land in what is now Arizona to eastern New Mexico. What kind of man in his right mind would do something to some people like that, man? Walk from Arizona to New Mexico? Bro, you walk to your next city, your legs give out, man. It says some 53 different forced marches occurred between August 1864 and the end of 1866. And this is known as the Long Walk of the Navajo, right? Forced displacement. Let me see. I'm just going down the list. Let's go to the 18th century. It says that you got it's called the Tuscarora War in 1711.
Just got the blood of trails. It's like the
The Trail of Tears, that's what I was mentioning.
Yeah.
That's one of the, that's one of the most famous ones. But a lot of these, you know why a lot of these happen? A lot of these wars happen was because of broken treaties by the devil. Matter of fact, brother, give me that. His words were smoother than butter. The war was in his heart. Go ahead and read that about us. I started there.
This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. And it says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And this is what we doing, man. You know, that's what we out here every week, man, to what? Condemn this damn devil, man, for the atrocities that's been so-called done to the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know? And what? And what is rightfully so, man. Okay? Because what? He has not been condemned yet, man. Because what? He's still out here doing his wickedness as we speak, man. Okay? Until the Lord really comes back, man. To what? Send his angels and to what? And to what? Put his spirit on us, man. To what? To damn, basically, like I said, justify this damn devil, man. And rightfully so. And to what? Put him in bondage, man. Okay? And his children, okay? To what? Through the forefathers, man. Okay? And rightfully so. Like I said, not just Esau, but these other nations also had basically had a hand into it too, man. Cause what? They reap the benefits, man. okay? Because what? What? Because what? They come over from their lands to over here. It's like it. They come. It's like it. They come from their homelands and they come over here, and what? They make a treaty with the so-called white men to what? Set up their businesses and to what? To basically rob and spoil the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans by what? Setting up shops, man, and what? Taking their money and resources and going back to their homeland, man.
Yeah, because you don't go to Hollywood Boulevard or any of these nice suburb cities and you see Elam in the store. No, you see Edomite businesses. You see Edomites owning they nice fashion stores and they nice business. But you go to Jake Hood, it's systematically placed with them Elamites are in there in your stores and the Goops, Moabites, Ammonites in your stores. You don't see that in the Edomite cities, you know.
Even not so much Virginia, because Virginia's Commonwealth, they have the ABC store, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most towns, especially like back up north, when you go to Edomites area, go to their liquor stores, it's not called a liquor store. It's called Frank's Wine and Spirits. Right? It gives a good name and all. But when you go in the hood where Jake at, it's such and such liquor store. And when you go in there, it's Elon back there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a total different. Like when I go to Maryland and go to the liquor stores over there, it's pretty. It's like a pleasant vibe, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go into the hood, man, it's just terrible, man. Elon don't care. He charging you some stuff. No, I'm serious. It'll be a cheap bottle and he'll tax $10 more on it. You know what I mean? It's a difference. Yeah, bullet. You know, back home.
You gotta stick your arm in there.
Just to grab the joint, you know?
And then on top of that, like I said, and what? It's kind of be all shielded and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what I'm saying, in the hood. But when you go up in Esau neighborhood, you don't have that experience. You know what I mean?
And that's what's crazy too, because up north, you got gates over the store.
Right.
You know?
And not just America too, but what? Also, and what? Jamaica, Ephraim over there in Puerto Rico, when these gooks and Africa and Nigeria against gooks. Hey, like I said, man. Hey, man. These Moabites and these Moabites and Ammonites are right behind Esau, man. Cause what? They follow the so-called white man, man.
Yeah, it's in Africa becoming chiefs. You got Moabite chiefs in Africa. For all you timid niggas, go get more about Africa. You gonna go to Africa and one of your chiefs a damn goop.
Yeah, they heavy in Jamaica too.
Yeah.
Like the brother said, the brother that came and did the shot with us, he said that Moab went over there and kicked Benjamin out of their own stores. So Benjamin on the sidewalk selling their stuff while they took over their businesses.
Yeah, that's the government doing that. They allowed them to do that.
And they murdered too. You know, like I said, hey, they also put the children in hand. Hey, they also murder the children of Israel too, man. You know, that's what you remember when the brother, like you said, it came to pass. You remember when that group murdered a young girl over there? If y'all remember, you know.
Well, when you go to the 92 LA riots, it started because a Moabite chick shot a young Judite girl in the back of her head over Tusco. So that shows you all these nations have hatred against us, man. You know, and y'all wasn't the samurais either. Damn demons. For one, you got Moab claiming they're the samurai, but then the movie, The Last Samurai, you got Tom Cruise playing. Which one is it? Was it the Edomites or the goddamn Moabites? Because it was Jake when you go into it.
Oh,
Jake was the Moabites,
They
man.
got a cartoon about that.
On Netflix, the new joint, yeah. Hell up out of here, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that though.
Yeah, them gooks don't know how to fight. They best fighters are jokes. Niggas don't know. We seen how gooks fight. They're not even mobile. They're not even athletic in the Olympics. It is your Olympic team. This supposed to be your cream of the crop of runners. Can't even pass the damn baton. They sit there fumbling the whole time. Everybody else laughing their ass. They still trying to get the baton. This is your Olympic team, and you telling me you was mobile enough to be the samurais? Get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all are a fucking joke. We see y'all in sports. I done been around these. They not athletic.
The only thing they're good at is what? Video games.
Name me one great football Moabite cutting and juking. Whenever you see the goop hit the gap and run for 20 yards,
You remember?
They peripheral fucked up.
Come
They can't
on,
do
man.
that shit.
Cause you remember? Hey, you remember back in the day when they tried to make Yao Ming the basketball player? Cause what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Because he was so tall.
he was over 7 feet. He had bad knees, and he was getting dunked on by every goddamn
Yeah,
guy.
he didn't get no legs.
That nigga was getting dunked on by fucking dude 6 feet.
Spud Webb got him. No, I'm joking.
Might as well, hey, Spud Webb could have got him, you know.
Yeah, man.
You know, there's
You got more. They holding strong to Jeremy Lin though. Then they had a couple good games one season, then got figured out. You know,
Yeah,
he might be Jake though.
yeah, I would think he
Jeremy Lin
might.
be.
But nah, real quick, just because we on that subject, my peoples in the world, he talked about J. Cole, African team, right? And he said he actually sat there and watched the game. He said, man, no Mites can't play. He said the average person out in the street in America will do these African, and it just, Spirit Savage. I ain't go into it, but I'm like, that's because they Hamites. They not, they not Jake. He's saying they was losing the ball just running down the court.
Well, some of them Drake. A lot of them Hamites.
Yeah.
Well, if J. Cole can play in the league, fucking
trash.
fucking rapper playing. Come on, man.
And he tried.
Okay,
You talking about a sport where guys train any occupation. These gymnasts and these track stars, they were born in that shit. That's what they did. Eat and sleep 24/7. Like a lot of these track, like the Olympics this summer's coming up. A lot of these track stars, they've been preparing for this Olympics for 8 years. All they've done Monday through Friday was wake up, go run up the hill every day for 8 years. And they actually got postponed. The Olympics got postponed, so they've been training even longer. Here you come thinking, yeah, this is my dream. I'm gonna go train a little bit for a couple months. Then I'm gonna go. Come on, man. These dudes know tactics that you know what I'm saying? Defensive schemes that you don't even know exist. You know. But anyways, I got one more. I got another one. Yeah, I can let you know. This is called the Anglo Cherokee War in 1758 to 1761. It says the Cherokee language for this war means the war with those in the red coats, right? It says was also known from the Anglo-European perspective as the Cherokee War or the Cherokee Uprising. Because you got a lot of Edomites that come saying, well, I'm part Cherokee. Well, last time I checked, the Cherokees were fighting against y'all ass, right? It says the war was a conflict between the British forces in North America and Cherokee bands during the French and Indian War. Now, you might say you got Cherokee blood because your ancestors raped some of the Cherokee Indians, but that don't make you Cherokee. And it damn sure don't make you an Israelite, okay? It goes through your father's lineage, okay? It says the British and the Cherokee had been allies at the start of the war, so they were working together with the British, right? Now, why was the British even involved in this? Because Britain has a stronghold over America. Right? It says even though they were working together, each party had suspected the other of betrayals. Now, it sounds more like the Cherokees found out you motherfuckers wasn't keeping your end of the
They're
deal.
not
So,
going to tell the truth.
yeah, so let's get that right there.
This is Psalms 55 and start at 19. The Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth old, Salah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the Most High. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Peace treaty, we was working together with the Britons and the French, and we thought everything was cool. Right? Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
He broke the covenant. The chief's like, whoa, hold on. And they show you that in that documentary, it's the new one on HBO. Exterminate the Brutes, right? In the first opening scene, one of the head ladies of the tribe, she goes and said, we allowed y'all to come here, and you come and you rape and you pillage and you steal and you... But what kind of creature would do this? And the dude just pull out the gun and bang! So that's the type of man that we're dealing with. And the scriptures clearly tell us that the angels go to and fro throughout the earth. That's their mission, and record everything. So how the hell are you gonna say, just forget about it? The angels are recording everything, writing it down, taking it back to the fourth dimension, the third heaven, where the Most High dwells. And they letting them know what everything that goes down here. You know? So you don't forget about it. It's in the record books. It's in the history books of heaven. You can't forget about it. It's been recorded. It's been jotted down. And the truth is, we're the Hebrew Israelites. And it is getting to y'all ass. So y'all got to resort to calling us damn rapists no vocab, John Mark Riser. The woman had to get on like, that wasn't my question, vocab.
Yeah.
That wasn't what
he
I asked
deflected.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Straight to,
she said,
that's Esau.
Well, GMS has so-called white men in their camps.
so is it really all? Well, you know, GMS teach you can rape.
Yeah.
She was like, don't do
Now,
it.
I'm not
Don't
talking
do it.
about. She said, I'm not talking about
You
that.
know? So, but when we're winning, and when they see that we're actually the true people of the Lord, you gotta throw shit out like that. Which that shit ain't even working no more. Jake tired of that. 'Cause we had a Jake from another camp come up last week telling us they understand the rape thing. So you losing power in that. You know? Jake is waking up to who they are. You got a man spirit in the earth now, man. The Lord set up niggas like Kwame Brown to push out manly spirit amongst
Busting
Jake.
their ass.
You know what I'm saying? You got men on these red pill channels talking about how women are beneath men. The Lord got a spirit out here. He's balancing, because the scriptures say a false balance to the Most High is an abomination. He's balancing this wickedness with Lil Nas and pedophilia and letting your kid be non-binary. He's balancing it out with that manly spirit that's rising back up. Because men are rising. The alpha male, the men of ancient, when men were real men, now we got to take supplements to get a little bit of the testosterone we had back. This is England. Those men are rising back up, man. And you about to see real men out here that don't need women, right?
right.
They use them for pleasure when they want it.
Yeah.
Don't need you, baby,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't give a damn, because the scriptures say let not a woman don't get flustered when she bat her eyes. Because Jake, you got to get to a point in the spirit where you not, every time you see a pretty chick, you lose your goddamn mind. You should be in a point of a spirit as a man, be like, oh, that's a cute chick, and keep it moving.
That's right.
She be, oh my God, in the world, no, man.
You over here about to cause an accident, breaking your neck because you see something.
It's a woman. It's a woman. You know how many beautiful women in the world, man?
Yeah.
Women outnumber men. You got trillions of beautiful women in the world, man. And you're gonna see that when you get delivered and bring back down, your mind is gonna expand to what really out here. Right?
Let me finish
Go
this
ahead.
up. Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
So, hey, this matches up perfectly with the Cherokee War. They said they suspected betrayal, so they went from working together to fighting. But really, Esau had war in his heart the whole time. We're gonna use these natives to help us in fighting these wars against other Edomites, right? Against the French, all right? Because you always had the clan tribes warring against each other. Okay, that's how Rome failed. When they split into those tolls, they would then agree with each other. What does the prophecy say? As admiring clay, what right? With brass that shall not mix, they shall not cleave one together. They ain't gonna agree on shit.
No.
They always got it. That's why you got this nation at this table, this country, and that country with their own laws, and you know what I'm saying? They don't agree on one accord on things. Esau always fighting against Esau. That's how Esau, and he'll use Jake to fight in his wars against Esau. Here it is, you Jakes are gonna fight against Russia. Let these Edomites fight their own shit. You Jakes don't know shit about what's going on. Let Esau fight Russia. Let Esau fight Iran. This ain't got shit to do with you. Then he'll use you and stick a damn chip in you to monitor you and track you. Or he'll create a fake facade, right? To where the earth got to shut down, all travel got to shut down, and the only way it can resume is if you take some damn potion. All these centuries we've been living, traveling abroad, breathing in this air, and all of a sudden, in the year 2021, now all of a sudden the whole earth got to shut down and be reset. Get the fuck out of here. But technology is supposed to be increasing. Knowledge is supposed to be increasing, but now we don't have the knowledge to know how to stop a damn, you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Woo! And that's why we don't, when the Edomites, I hate an Edomite that smiles at us. I hate it. Because I know it's a fucking devil. It's the devil that Bible speaks of.
Booby trap.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He wants to kill your ass.
Talking all dainty and shit,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Those
You
are
know-
the worst ones.
Yeah, those are the worst ones. Give me anybody that want that rinse it. You know that
The one that takes shit in your
flicks
face.
me off.
Yeah,
Let me have that.
a Trump spirit.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
Donald
yeah,
Trump
yeah.
spirit. I'd rather have that than
Straightforward.
the
Than a
bullshit.
Biden.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than a Biden because
Right.
the serpent that befriends you is the one you gotta watch out for.
See the horns peeking out at him, man.
That's so Esau don't come at you as the devil. He comes at you as your friend. He gonna come to you with a stimulus package. He gonna come to you with these extra benefits. And right when you set in your leisure, he gonna stab your ass right in the fucking back. Now shit is reopening up. Y'all feel like some type of normality is coming. Summer is about to get hot. Niggas is about to get freaky deaky out here. Because everybody got this pent up frustration. They want to release all their lust. So you gonna have a lot of gangbangs and orgies and adultery going on. Right? So that's twofold. Y'all gonna be sinning, getting ready for y'all judgment, multiplying upon y'all sins. And Esau got y'all in a trap. And right when y'all, oh, yeah, Esau gonna bring another false flag, bitch. Turn the lights off. He got y'all right where he wants y'all.
You're gonna fall for it, right? Feed him with the unemployment. Just throw money at him.
When has this ever happened in American history? They said starting on June or July, mothers with children are getting like $500 a child or some shit like that.
God damn.
You know, if you have like 3 or 4, you get an extra $500. They're just giving out money. Yeah, give it to the nigga. And they know who need it. They know who on that shit. The so-called Negro. Yeah, give it to them. Yeah. You know, get your max. You know. And if we don't know what the hell may happen, he might be able to turn on 5G on and that shit might fuck y'all up.
It's already here already.
You don't know what. You don't know. Yeah, the time was already up. I said that was. So he got
some of the phones gone. Like I said, they keep advertising 5G. No, yo, basically get your phone, man. Like you said, get that 5G.
Shoot, 6G would be here soon. Real shit, they said they already about to develop.
God damn, already.
That's the spirit, man. Nothing's good enough. You gotta keep turning the knob. The knob broke, damn it. And you keep turning the knob.
They don't know about that shit.
Broke off.
That nigga done threw the knob. You know what I'm saying?
All that is a frequency change.
Yeah, the radiation, man. Like I said, man, the animals are already catching hell. I mean, it's already up to 5G. Birds dropping dead.
We ain't gonna talk too much on him because you know he like to strike shit.
I got a precept, Ron.
Go ahead.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, but we are not ignorant of his devices.
See, the prophets, we got the upper hand because we know the prophecies. And we always up on news. The scripture says, be set on your watch. Watchmen is sitting on a tower. When you go back to the ancient times, the watchman will have the high wall that guards the kingdom. And the watchman will be on top. That's their job, on guard, looking for the enemy. That's us. That's why we're always posting news clippings and sharing brothers what's going on. So we're ahead of the game. So when he do something, we already know because we was on it.
Right, because we come in the name of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and what the scripture say, the Lord is a strong tower.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We already know the inflation coming. We already know the EMP attack. We prophesying these things, the famine, the shortages. We already know this stuff is coming. But it's gonna take you guys by surprise. All you niggas that was freezing in the wintertime out there in Houston, now y'all back. Y'all done forgot.
And none of them even bought a coat.
Yeah, they ain't even learning.
Right.
They ain't even learning.
They still ain't here.
Drake ain't learned. They ain't got some more Jordans in them. Goddamn, some more weed.
Got that loud pad.
Yeah, But just a couple months ago, y'all was freezing, complaining. They don't care.
Killing yourselves because y'all got the garage door down and running the car.
Yeah. They don't care about us. Now y'all back party. We got Biden in there. Woo! The devil can turn y'all off and on like a switch. He knows his slaves. He studied y'all. That's why you go to that old clip where they said the Negro, how he shops. Right? And they study how you like to shop, things you like to buy.
Selling to the Negro.
Yeah, selling to the Negro.
And that's
he loves flamboyance and fashion. You know what I'm saying?
That's part of the reason why you got all the damn advertisement on these damn phones now, man. You speak about something, you go and look on your phone. Say you thinking of knives, all of a sudden knives fly past. Like, what the fuck?
You need a life nigga? Yeah. Next you gonna have the virtual nigga pop up.
Body's knife. You gonna pop out the phone. Body's knife.
Be like, God damn, nigga. Exit, man.
Because Esau is actually with a lot of these apps on your phones now, they'll pop up with a message like, do you agree to have your information shared to other companies? It's advertisement.
And we ain't joking. Google has the new goggles that a fucking hologram, when you talk to the person, a hologram comes in.
Right.
So he has this technology now, man. We ain't making this shit up.
They showed that in Dave Chappelle. You remember when he did that little virtual world?
Yeah. They've been doing it in all the movies though.
Because they started with the holograms with Tupac and all that, remember? On the stage. I mean, it really looked like Tupac was walking on the stage and stuff. So you know they got
Jackson was one of them too.
Yeah, they got the technology for it. It's
Remember that scene with Total Recall? You know, like he was going through the airport. You know, they showed the skeleton.
Yeah.
That's out already. You know, it's been out.
Like what is I Am Robot? Remember the doctor that died?
Yeah.
He pressed a little button and the hologram shot up, and he started talking to the hologram. So the hologram was created to answer certain questions. You know what I'm saying?
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, AI. Yep, that's right.
Hey, the scripture, like the brother said, we're not ignorant of his devices.
Right.
Scripture said he can cause fire to rain down from heaven. Just like when he was shooting fire down over there on the West Coast with them wildfires. That was concentrated energy.
Yep.
That was one of his devices that he created, that fucking machine. That wasn't a flamethrower. That was concentrated energy in a device weapon he made with his technology, and he's shooting fire from the sky, burning the damn.
We seen the video.
And they said thousands of people died from that shit too.
Hey, prime example of that is that movie called Geostorm.
Yeah, he engineered shit.
Yeah.
And he got the weather so confused. That's why the weather be like, I'm raining. No, I'm hot. No, oh shit. Fuck. A little snow might drop. Because he engineering the shit.
Hey, I know. Remember the video where the guy was on somewhere in Cali, like in the fields, and he had a cloud creator. It was a little box like this, and it made one little small cloud, and the cloud started raising up. And all of a sudden, they followed it. It started raining, man. That's Esau's devices, man.
Look what's going on now. Here it is, almost June.
Right. And the
You
weather
know,
just
we got jackets on.
yeah, out of nowhere. It was just 93 degrees yesterday. You know? Like, what's
That's
going
a
on?
sign of the end. This dough got to be taken out. Because everything is GMO with him. All women have become GMO. Like, look at all these Edom. Look at a lot of these Edomite chicks.
T-shirt made.
Because the Kardashians, they started the lip injections and the big butts, fake butts, and now it's a major big thing where you get big fake butts, man. All women are GMOs, man.
Everything on them. Hair, eyelashes, boobs, ass.
Personality.
They belly button up to their damn center of their chest now. You know what I'm saying?
That's weird.
Because what they'll do, they'll take the fat out of their stomach. If they don't want to get the fake shit, they'll take meat out of their stomach and put it in their ass. Now their stomach look crazy. It's flat, but you can tell it look a little weird. Like, this is some meat.
They got
This is some meat in your stomach.
They got this thing now where, you know,
Your shit flat, but you missing some meat. That ain't
Shit look off.
they got this thing where, you know, the woman lay on the stomach, you know, and what they have is like a vacuum thing that will suck the fat off their thighs up to their ass.
Yeah, they're pushing it.
Yeah.
And then
Now your thighs look crazy, and your ass out here, and you like a goddamn ant.
Well, there's what's her name? Damn. There's one of them Love and Hip Hop chicks. What's her name? Hazel or something?
Oh, Hazel E.
Yeah, she had a baby, and she tried to get all that redone, and she put a picture up there. I seen that somewhere on social media. Like they gotta get their shit stapled. Yo, that shit was turning black. Like her whole body's fucked up from trying to have a GMO body. Man.
I know another chick. It's a Northern Kingdom chick. Her shit started rotting inside, so she cut her sheets open again, removed it. And she said, this is my healing process. And she showed a picture of her ass, and all of it was black and like molded in her ass cheeks. And she had stitches all on that. Now she got a man. He can't get off on that.
All that hard shit, cause
I'm saying the fucking shit she had to do to take all the shit out. He looking at. Now she got a diaper on around the crib because she gotta let the shit heal. It's madness, man.
The one girl did prison time cause she was filling females' asses up with concrete mix to make their asses. You don't remember the girl, she did it to herself too. That's what they was doing. And she did it to herself. And they used to, in New York, they would go down to the basement. I think it was in the Bronx, and they would pay like $500 and get their shit injected with. It was a mixture, and some of it was concrete mix. You know what I mean? So, you know, our women are through. You know what I mean?
No different. It can't be no bad than sticking glue in your head and keeping it clean.
But my thing is, Slovakia, our women was known, especially Southern Kingdom, was known for having the asses. The white women started so-called white women started trying to compete. Now it's to the point where you competing with the Edomite woman to look like them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's a demon on her. You wanted to look like her when she was skinny. Now you want to look like her when she got a big ass, but you already got a big ass, so you making your shit bigger.
You want your shit stupid big.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is GMO here. In our kingdom, we're going to be able to enhance women's bodies. We're going to be able to do that in our kingdom, but it's going to be natural. We're just going to use how we want to look. You may get a baddie, be like, I want you to look like this. I want a birthmark right here above your cheek. Right? And you're going to mold it, and her shit going to feel soft, and it's going to feel like flesh how it's supposed to feel. It ain't going to feel like no goddamn basketball, man. Or no fucking rubber. Stiff ass rubber.
Because you know that over time, like I said, they gotta get that shit replaced again.
Yeah, like women when they get their breasts done.
Yeah.
Nah, because this wasn't a transgender.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. But yeah, you see, when the women get their breasts done, that shit has a life expectancy of 3 to 5 years or whatever.
Well, you had that singer K. Michelle. She came out and she was on live. And her shit, she was jumping and her shit deflated and flopped, and everybody on the line said, "Oh shit, your ass fell."
Yeah, and Nicki Minaj shit did too. Remember, she sat on that chair too hard performing that bitch pop. You know what I mean?
So, hey, the point of this is, man, this society is fucking, it's crazy. It's Bizarro world. In Superman, in the Superman comics, you have Bizarro, which is Bizarro is Superman, but it's everything Superman turned upside down. And that's what this, hey, you know what I'm saying? Show me like things. Yeah, should be a student, because that's what the fuck this devil did. Go ahead, local.
Yeah, real quick, because at the end of the day, this is all Esau's doing. This is Psalms 58 and 3.
Yeah, nigga, we ain't in power. You damn demon. We don't control this shit. We don't make the laws. All laws say don't make no cuttings in your flesh. You can't be just cutting your body all up.
That's right. I brought out Habakkuk 2 and 4 earlier, because you know that scripture states that their soul is not upright within them. This is Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. You know, so this madman, this damn devil is just a liar from the get-go, man. The scriptures also say, the Heavenly Father said, I have, roughly paraphrasing, I have known thee in the womb before. Sorry, I don't want to butcher it. Before I knew thee, before I formed thee in the womb, you know? So the Most High, through his only begotten Son, the Most High created these damn devils, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why it's a scareful thing. Hey, you just stopped by one of these centurions, these police. You better pray the Lord with you, because they're allowing your ass. He reaching for something, blow your goddamn brains out. That happens all the time, man. I thought he had a gun.
Shit, Jake run away and still get blasted away.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna do something, turn back around.
He 30 yards from
you. You had a nigga in South Carolina. He was running away.
Just thinking about that.
He's bam.
God damn.
I thought it was my taser.
What happened to Chase? Yeah, and that's all you still gotta say in the courtroom. I thought it was my taser. That's what the chick said when she killed the Northern Kingdom, when she was a nigga, but even still, she's a damn devil.
Fruitville Station, they had them, Oscar, whatever his name is, they had them already cuffed, everything, laid out. Because they got live, you can look up live footage of this. Had them cuffed on their bellies, they can't move. And the cop just pulled out.
Oh shit, I thought that was...
What you got a taser for if he's already on the ground?
Just take away training away.
You know what I mean?
Just take away training from the police force, because they ain't doing this shit.
They scared to death, number one.
You know? Let me finish on this. It says, so after they found out that, after Gad found out that the British was being wicked, was lying, broke the covenant, like the brother read, it says the British and the Cherokee had been allies at the start of the war, but each party had suspected the other of betrayals. Tensions between the British American settlers Which y'all, nobody tell y'all to settle your ass over here any damn way. Shouldn't be no settlers, man. But they taught you that in school, settlers.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You ain't settle, you took, motherfucker.
They taught you to settle your ass. You know, who invited you over here, motherfucker? It said tensions between the, that's why that Thanksgiving shit is wicked. Because they settled their ass over here and had Thanksgivings on the destruction of Gad, man.
Yeah.
You know? It says tensions between the British American settlers and Cherokee warriors of towns that the pioneers in Roachstorm, right, seized upon, increased during the 1750s, culminating in open hostilities in 1758. So you got Judah, swing low, sweet check, get whipped. Then outside the plantation, you got Gad on the horse fighting this devil. This is what's going on in America. It's a straight movie. Because the damn devil was trying to destroy us as a people. It was bigger than because why would you have somebody walk from Arizona to New Mexico, man? You trying to do away with them. And he was able to do that because we're going over to the west to get gold, right? And that show Hell on Wheels show you that all these Edomites and these fucking gooks, they settled their ass over there on the west, and they had these big they started these big mining companies. They digging underground, they blowing up caves, and got the railroads running, all right? J.P. Morgan and Rockefeller and all these guys got the railroad and the oil shit going, the big boom. But what about the Negroes? What about the Native? Where was we at during the big boom and the Industrial Revolution, right? And the Western expansion when all these riches were being sucked from America and brought back to Europe and Spain and England. That's where the wealth gap is already, you don't even understand what wealth is. Because what they took, they didn't take paper dollars. They created that after the fact. After they stole all the resources and built all these companies and built these oil companies and these industrial factories and the railroad systems that still run today, that were built centuries ago, these same railroads still run today, which is owned by the same Edomites, right? Then a certain sector of them made these debt notes, which you use today, and you get a whole bunch of it and claim that's your wealth.
Nigga, are you crazy?
They own countries, man.
Can I say something else? If Jake had only one of these resources, they'd be a billionaire.
Yeah.
You know, like as a nation, you would be a billionaire.
Yeah.
You know, if they had one of these resources, albeit silver.
Let's say,
you know.
yeah, sure. Let's say Jake owned the railroad station. Now you control transport of everything that moves in.
Yep.
You know, now you talking.
Yeah.
Because you can't move shit without the railroad.
That's right.
Right? You can use planes, but that's heavy load. You know, those cargo planes, you don't see a whole bunch of cargo planes just flying all over the goddamn place. The main transports is ships. You niggas own that? No. Cargo planes, you niggas own that? No. In the railroad system, you niggas own that? Hell no. Esau owns all that shit. So he owns the transportation to get it there, and he owns the resources that own the damn shit. Now that's wealth. Go ahead.
This is
But you know what the nigga gonna do? He gonna wait till the resources come here, gets built into whatever product is gonna get made, wait for it to get shipped to that factory, and then buy it off Amazon. And now he got the product. And he bought it with monopoly money.
and
So
wait.
you see the cycle of the shit?
And wait another 2 more weeks to get another paycheck and do it all over.
You know, while the Esau is sitting back owning all this shit. And that's how it's gonna be in our kingdom. You're gonna have merchandise, you're gonna have items being made in certain products, but guess who owns the resources that is made from? Guess who owns the transportation that is getting to? We do. That's real wealth. That's real riches when you own the land. That's why when we say we're the chosen, it ain't just about being the seed. That land was promised to our forefathers over there. That's our land, all right? We don't own no land. Jake get acres. Nigga like Rick Ross.
You still gotta pay taxes
Look
on
at
that.
me in Atlanta. I got some acres.
You still
Yeah,
gotta
all
pay
that
taxes.
nigga gonna do is build a goddamn wing stop on that shit.
You ain't talking about the taxes. You got to pay on that shit. You know what I mean? You still got to pay taxes. You still a damn slave.
And what? Do you got the money to build something substantial on that? No. Now you really up in the millions. If you talking about building something with some real power behind it, It's one thing to buy the land. It's another thing to put the money in the work, in the construction, in the time, and all that shit.
And to keep it too. That's like,
And to keep Esau from tampering with that shit. You better hope he deal trustfully with you and don't sell you bad shit. So man, you Jakes are out of here, man. Go ahead.
When you were just speaking about how Esau called themselves settlers, but they really thieves, you know. This is John 10. I'll start at 8.
We go back to Ezekiel.
Okay.
It says, all that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out, and find pasture. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. You know, so this damn devil, he comes portraying that he's here to benefit for our benefit, but he's really there to fucking harm us and make us no more of remembrance, man. You know, you call yourself a settler. Why every time he do some wicked shit, he gotta put a spin on it like he's helping out and stuff? But you know, with Jake, we just damn thugs and criminals and, you know, savages. You know what I mean? But he's the true savage. He's the true thief. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy, man. And that's all he has done since the beginning of time. Man.
Now let me read this. This is the Pontiac War. It says the Pontiac War was launched in 1763 by a loose confederation of American Indians dissatisfied with the British rule in the Great Lakes region. So how did Britain rule and shit over here? And this was Gad area, right? So this is after Esau already set up his systems over here, and Gad is fighting back. But it says, following the French and Indian War, so right after 1763, because the French and Indian War ended in 1763, then another war happened in 1763, which is the Pontiac War with the Indians. And it says, warriors from numerous tribes joined an effort to drive the British soldiers and settlers out of the region. Fuck out of here, bitch, right? The war is named after Ottawa leader Pontiac, the most prominent of many Indian leaders in the conflict. All right, so it says you had over 3,000 warriors, you know, that fought in it, and over 200 plus casualties, and over 4,000 people displaced. You know. Oh, let me read a little bit on this one. I like this. It says, the war began in May 1763 when American Indians, alarmed by policies imposed by British General Jeffrey Amherst, and those policies, those unrighteous decrees, attacked a number of British forts and settlements. So they attacked, all right? 8 forts were destroyed, and hundreds of colonists were killed or captured, with many more fleeing the region. So Gad understood, look, we gotta kill these dudes, because if we don't, they're gonna eradicate us. Which ultimately they ended up doing that. They got them way, putting them on the reservations, right? It says, warfare on the North American frontier was brutal, and the killing of prisoners, the targeting of civilians, and other atrocities were widespread. You know, it says, in an incident that became well known and frequently debated, British officers at Fort Pitt attempted to infect besieging Indians with blankets that had been exposed to smallpox. A word smooth, but in his heart was deceit. It says the British government sought to prevent further racial violence by issuing the Royal Proclamation of 1763, which created a boundary between colonists and Indians. So there he go with that pen, the stroke of the pen, overwriting laws and overwriting this. You know what I'm saying? When it you shouldn't even been over here. You know. Go ahead, Moses. Let's go back to Ezekiel.
Yeah. Ezekiel 35:3, and it says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast perpetual hatred, and hast shed the innocent blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and in the time of their iniquity.
Yeah, you shouldn't have touched us, but you increased our the Lord said, when our punishment had an end, you forwarded our affliction. Right? So how can you trust a devil like this when you can literally just go on Google, which Jake don't like doing, and research about the atrocities that happen to their people, because Jake want to forget about it. That's why the Lord gonna forget about your ass and let them nukes hit you, and let this Jacob's trouble overcome you, man. Because you forgetting about what happened to your forefathers, you basically forgetting about your power, Yahweh Shah, because your power brought that against you, for you to come back to Him, to remember your iniquity and repent. But what does Jake do? Jake don't repent. Jake rebels, right?
3.5.
Get your dog off our signs, man. See, when you see the devil that the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man, inconsiderate.
Do you want my money?
Get your fucking dog off our signs, man.
Hey, can you bring my dog back this way?
Get your dog off our signs.
Are you talking shit?
Get your dog off our signs, man.
You're saying this is public property.
Yeah, but you don't have your dog walk on our signs, man.
Oh, I mean, Brandon, come on.
Don't do it,
It's public property.
Don't do it, Let the Lord take
Touche,
care of it.
motherfucker. You want to come out
Bust the
with
first
bullshit?
move. Bust the
You
first
want to come
move.
at me with righteousness?
Bust the first move. Bust the first move.
Do you know what my name is
I
translated?
don't give a damn about your name. You're
Exactly.
Edomite. You're an Edomite. You're the devil that the Bible speaks of. You're the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Throw stones.
You're the devil that the Bible speaks of. You're the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Aren't we all?
Get some pigment on your face.
Boy, they're about to get a fucking show.
No fucking respect, man. That's why the Lord gonna kill these devils, man.
Rightfully so.
You have your fucking dog walk on our signs, then he got the nerve to throw this damn ice cream shit on the sign, man. Let him with touch one of the brothers though, man. You know? It's a lot good brothers. I ain't mean, you know,
Yeah, it's all good.
fucking devil though, man.
But again, that's a
They
part
don't
of
have
this damn
no
devil.
they don't have no respect.
Yeah.
Watch that way too, just in case each other, you know what I'm saying? You
You want Ezekiel?
yeah, continue on Ezekiel.
Yeah, and it says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I prepared thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. And it says, sit if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
And you see, they don't have they really hate us. You know, that devil there, he got so much pride that he would come in the face of men that outnumber him. Which we don't need, all of us don't need him. I hit him one jabbing his fucking Adam's apple, he gonna fall out on the street. You know? Ashy ass feet, them open toe sandals, man. You ain't even got fighting shoes on, man. You can't even get your stance straight. And you gonna come to men like you about to throw balls? But we ain't out here to get cornered with these devils, but you know, the spirit sometimes get riled out, man. Riled up, you know? I had enough of these damn devils, man. You know,
But see, Salaki, I understand why it's so vexing, because we got to deal with that time and time again. Even back in Richmond, every time an Edomite wants to walk with their dog, what they do? Let the dog run up on the sniffers and all this. No common courtesy, man.
No.
But what Salaki, Habakkuk 2 and 4, his soul is not upright within him, man.
Nah.
He's provoking. Then he want to come back and act like he wants to be
he
physical.
wants to be tough before
Right.
the fucking women.
Yeah, right.
Then you get your ass mauled.
But he was smart enough to know not to even think about reaching out.
And then we go to fucking jail for breaking a goddamn Edomite fucking face, man.
And like I said, just to back you up, because again, you don't know what now mind you, what would happen if that dog all of a sudden started basically bit one of us? Like I said, you don't know if the dog is vicious or not. You know, there have been cases before where they just
no respect. It's just no respect here, man. There's no respect. He knew damn well he seen us. He seen the brothers coming up here. Why you just letting your dog just walk in the sands like that, man? And then he had the nerve to come in and drop his fucking ice cream shit on the sands, man.
That's pride.
Yeah, but what if you was a carnal man?
Oh, he would have been through.
Come on, man.
He would have been fucking through.
But that's
See,
provoking.
and that's why we have to. That's why it takes a lot. Because some brothers you really got to hold back. But that's why it takes a lot. Because hey, man, us in the world, that nigga would have been through. That nigga would have been on the news, man. You know. Fucking tired of these fucking devils, man. Can't wait to see anybody like that. I ain't gotta wait for the Lord to put the angel in me for that nigga. You know. But we ain't not here to get caught up, man. I'm telling you, bro. You wait until that day. You wait until that day, man. You come in like we supposed to be scared of you. Get the hell out of here. Fucking joke.
You think that way?
Yeah, that's the Edomites get thrown in the trash can when they was growing up. What the fuck? He probably ain't been in one fight in his life.
But that shows you the pride. He dropped the leash. The dog could have ran in the middle of the street to prove his point. To get his pride off. He didn't even care about the dog no more. He dropped it. You know what I'm saying?
And you can tell when a man never had his ass whipped. See, I done got beat up before. You can tell when a man never had an ass whipped. Because they be too fucking bold, man. They be too quick to move. You wait till the Lord allow us to get our hands on y'all, man. We're gonna teach y'all
settle on your
lessons.
ass. Y'all calling each other settlers, so watch how we settle on you.
Yep.
Lord's will.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to rock the
And it says, verse 7, it says, thus will I make Mount Seir the most desolate, and cut off from it from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men.
Man, the genes be cut off these motherfuckers' circulation, man. They ain't thinking too straight. But Esau is gonna be cut off from the earth as he should.
Yeah.
We don't need people with no pigment running across the earth, man. All right? Go ahead.
And it says, in thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall be, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
So America gonna be finished. It's gonna go up in smoke. It's gonna be a memorial. All right, we're gonna take our sons in the chariot, and we're gonna fly over and show them this desolate fucking place, man. We're gonna say that was New York City. It's no more. You know, it's the habitation of vile spirits, right, and desert-like creatures, man. You know?
And it says, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known amongst them, and I will judge thee. And
yeah, you're gonna be judged. You're gonna be corrected for your actions. All right? He look like a fucking homosexual, man. He look like he doing some abominable acts, you know?
Well, I'll be able to let I claim this one. Hey, let you be. Go, you be like, hey, buy you want this? You want this?
I'm coming by that plantation every day.
I'm gonna toss him to you. You know?
That nigga, he gonna have to get reincarnated every day. You know? So that nigga's gonna be through.
Yeah.
Go ahead, up.
And it says,
but he don't even know what he did.
Right.
Because this the altar here. We the prophets.
Yeah.
So you're fucked.
He might not make it through the night.
Yeah.
You know?
This week, he gonna have a hell of a week, boy. He can be put through some shit. Lord willing, you know? Hey, the Lord gonna get him any damn way. Go ahead.
and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus, with your mouth you have boasted against me.
And we were just speaking about that. Women have destroyed many men. He trying to show off for the women. He was about to say he wouldn't do that shit, but he trying to show off for them little girls he did. You know? And then when he get twisted around that pole, now everybody want to fucking say we the bad guys, man. Because he disrespected us.
Soraka, he said, aren't we all devils? No, we not all devils. You a
Yeah,
devil.
man, you the fucking devil. Only a devil would say some shit like that. I'm dealing with.
God.
We all devils.
Going back to Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
And that's a low Edomite. That Edomite ain't no damn body. And look how prideful he is. You see what the Lord he's showing? You know? Jake would have pulled their door, even if their door would have got it, they would have, okay, come in. You know? He could just let the door just walk all over the shit, man. They used to do that shit all the time in Richmond, man.
Okay.
They just do that shit just to do it.
Because this is their heaven.
We know they spirit. You know? And he proved even more by coming back up here, man.
They know when to do it, though. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go 3 blocks across and do that.
Yeah. And because we got our garments on too, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, come.
They always do that because we got our garments on, we post it up. You know, but that's part of, you know, we got to go through that as the prophets, man. You know? Go ahead on.
And it says, verse 13 says, thus with your mouth you have boasted against me and have multiplied your word against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Lord power, when the whole earth rejoices, I will make thee desolate, as thou didst rejoice.
So when the world is rejoicing, your ass is going to be in that fucking pit. The parable of Lazarus, all right? If I could, and the rich man, if I could just wet my, matter of fact, brother, give me that, the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. If I could just dip my tongue, you know? You're going to want a drop of water in that thing. That's how bad you're going to be. So you enjoy your Gillette shaving cream now, and your goddamn, your raw steaks you eat, your bloody steaks you eat at the steak houses. You know, you cutting your steak, you got a smooth face with your suit on, you know? You enjoying your night, your evening. Because these are the last days of your empire. These are the last days of your rulership. You're never gonna rise again. From the moment this place fall, it's gonna be nothing but pure hell put upon you, so-called white people. And that's righteous judgment. That's righteous recompense. As the scriptures say, it is a righteous thing to recompense them that trouble thee. And you do nothing but trouble us. Every goddamn day you do nothing but trouble us. At the job force, when we hear your ass on the news, when we see you on the TV, you trouble us, man. Your women trouble us, you trouble us, your kids trouble us. You made it to where our own people trouble us, you know? So you gotta pay. Let me know when brother got it.
16. You got the parable of Lazarus?
Yeah, and the rich man.
That's what got
What is it,
Yeah. The book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at the gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass.
Yeah. So there was a beggar named Lazarus, and it said the dogs came and licked his sores. Those are the nations. We were speaking about Moab getting up over us in our communities, Elon. While we're getting destroyed by the rich man, the dogs come and lick our wounds. They come trample over us, man. Right? And that fine linen, in the Revelation, it speaks about that beast in the linen, right? The purple scarlet, the scarlet, you know? That's Esau's rulership, man. This is his nation ruling up over against us. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that the beggar died.
Oh, and they said that they desired to be fed with the crumbs. Hey, that's these celebrities. These jakes that try to make it out the ghetto, make it out the hood, make it out their dire predicaments. They'll sign these contracts with these devils, right? Just to get some breadcrumbs, monopoly money from the devil. To get out of this working the 9 to 5. They don't want to work, so they want to, they want the breadcrumbs. Go ahead.
And was carried away by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
So the beggar died and was carried away. He was beamed up in a chariot into Abraham's bosom. He's at his rest now. Right? When you're in your bosom, that's at rest. So now he's resting. He was carried away. Right? But his life on earth was hell. And he begged. He like, look, man, some of them begged, I can just have crumbs. Right? Go ahead.
And the rich man also died and was buried.
Oh, now the rich man died. Go ahead.
And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus Lazarus in his bosom.
Which proves that Christianity said this is hell. So you telling me Abraham went to hell?
Great.
How he gonna see? How he gonna see? Nah, ain't even the grave. It's his slavery. Because he gonna see Abraham. He gonna see all the brothers in the kingdom, and he gonna see that Lazarus, which represents all the tribes in the kingdom. But it's gonna be his hell. You know, but Christianity say, let's talk about it. And so Abraham in hell. Get the hell out of here. Go ahead.
And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue.
Yeah, have mercy on my predicament that I'm in right now. That's what they're going to say to us in the kingdom. They're going to be begging for no master. Please, my Lord, Adawam, my Lord. You know, we're going to knock the rest of their teeth off. For one, don't speak to, hey, don't look us in our eyes. Don't speak to, and you ain't gonna see us any damn way. Just like we don't see the Rothschild, you ain't gonna see the elect or one of those men unless we want you to see us. And when you do see us, you don't speak to us. You speak to our fucking servants. And they come and reveal, you know, the fucking slaves speak to the master. You know? I wish my slaves would think they could look at me and speak to me like a regular person. Especially Edomite slave and everything. My concubines don't say shit to me. Just take this wood. Ain't nothing for us to talk about. You know? You a fucking concubine. So you there to serve and pleasure. Right? Go ahead.
For I am tormented in this flame. And Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receive thy good things, and likewise.
Yeah, you remember I gave you a king. You ruled the earth with the sword. Did not you get a blessing from Isaac?
Guidance of the land, get that sword.
Did not Abraham's son Isaac give you a blessing? Was not you balling on the Israelites? And then with your blessing, you decided to destroy the whole damn earth. Like brothers was going into last week, trash islands, pollution of the ocean, pollution of the skies, right? Pollution of the food. We ain't had a real banana in America. Don't nobody know where, because real bananas got seeds. So what the fuck are we eating? What the fuck is that? There ain't a banana.
Right.
That's what you did with your rulership. You turned everything upside down. You got that?
Yeah.
Read that real quick. Turn everything upside down. Because that's what you did with your rulership. You turned everything upside down. And when the Lord's come back to turn it right side up, all right? We're going to have real fruit in the kingdom. We haven't even tasted real fruit. Let alone the other fruits He's going to reveal, just a regular apple.
The real bananas, they're smaller, and you'll see the little black seeds on the inside.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I lived in Puerto Rico.
And they're a little thicker,
Yeah.
you know? We're going to get all that back. Water, you got to buy water in a fucking bowl. When the guy was over here drinking out the natural springs.
Right.
Just dip your hand, you know what I'm saying? So that shows you the type of pollution he brought over here.
Yeah, we drinking out of plastic.
Because the earth
plastic.
earth has minerals that cleanses the water. But when the soil and the minerals is polluted, it can't cleanse the water. It dirties the water. You know? You damn devil.
Eating shrimp and crab and all the scavengers.
And you taking all the that's another thing. You taking all the creatures that's there to clean the water. You're fucking eating the creatures.
They can't even clean the water no more. It's so bad.
The water, the soil is like the earth's filter.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. The minerals in the earth cleanses it. Just like the minerals in the earth heal you. The herbs in the earth heal you. The earth is a healing instrument. But the earth can't even heal because the earth is mourning. Because you blowing the earth up, you digging in the earth, you paving, you know, concrete, all type of shit on the earth.
I remember
Asphalt.
real quick. Me and my brother used to always talk about this. When we used to go like to the ocean and stuff, salt water and all that. Say you have like a little scab on your knee
Yeah.
from, from yourself. You go in that water for a long time. By the time you come out, you can see the scab be smooth because there's the minerals in the water.
Yep. It's healing. It's healing to you. Everything about the earth is supposed to heal. But it's covered up and it's being tortured.
Yeah, go out there now and see what happens.
You know?
That shit might grow more.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. Surely turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the worker work, say of him that made it, he is not, I mean, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding.
So the part is clear. The Lord gave you the power to give you a king. He gave you a king. So the rich man is begging, since he's in hell now. The Lord, Abraham said, look, did not you receive your kingdom? Did not you receive benefits? And what did you do with it? You turned everything upside down. You brought wickedness. You allowed women to reign over men. You told women that they can be independent and that they're queens and goddesses and that they don't need a man. And now they trample over men. They said majority of men are not having sex because the women aren't giving it to them. They said more women are having sex than men because men just can't get it from women. Women ain't giving it to them. Women are treating themselves like goddesses and they're treating men like peasants. What the fuck?
Yeah.
God damn.
He got legion on him. You know, you did that. You told the women they can usurp authority over the men. Go ahead,
And it says, verse 17, it is not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and a fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest. And in that day,
what was the
Verse 25. And likewise Lazarus, evil things. But now,
yeah, we receive evil things. We was reading some of these evil things. You bombed our neighborhoods. You slaughtered us. Jake went and fought your wars. Went and fought in World War I. Came back home. You still try to murder. You know, that's evil things. And you can't rest. The scriptures say, "Give y'all no rest." And you gonna hit the prophets on the streets, condemning your wicked ass.
Oh, we're just gonna go have a good evening.
No, the fuck you ain't. America through. You gonna hit the prophets to your destruction. Y'all had enough heyday enjoying America. America finna be destroyed according to the prophecies of the Bible. Jim Mobile is there.
but now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
We go.
Wait.
Read that again.
But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Yeah, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, they're going to be comforted, and you're going to be tormented. So our heaven is your hell, and your heaven is our hell. That's how it goes. The table's going to turn. We're going to switch sides. Ain't up for anybody woman that walk barefoot. She don't give a fuck. You know? She like walking barefoot.
And they drinking milkshakes out of toilet bowl.
that's nasty as hell.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys that be uplifting the Edomite chick, and she nasty as hell. She be kissing her dog. Hey, well, you remember that shit that came out years ago, 2 girls in 1 cup?
Oh yeah.
When they was eating, you know that shit?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that was a big thing when I was in middle school. They had a cup of shit, and the women were licking it like ice cream, and then someone was peeing in their mouth, peeing in each other's mouth.
Throw up each other.
Then they would throw up in each other's mouth. Another bitch, she booped over a girl. See, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Another girl, she spread her cheeks over the girl while shit in her mouth. Yeah.
Remember you too with those reactions and like everybody started throwing up.
Yeah. Look it up. 2 girls in 1 cup. And the UCE about you.
Y'all doing the video right now?
Yeah, we live.
All right. Do y'all want someone to talk to?
Do we want someone to talk to? Yeah. I don't know. We don't care if we talk to you now. We out here just teaching.
All right.
We don't ask people. We're the Hebrew Israelites. You ever heard of the Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, I've heard y'all.
Okay, so what have you heard? What have you heard? So you took your mask down, I can't even hear you.
Yeah, I got it.
And he ain't gonna die, man. They ain't
I
gonna
got
kill
my
you.
vaccine. I'm fully
Oh,
vaccinated.
you took the mask?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't believe in me?
Yeah.
How you feel after you took the jab?
Feel perfectly
It don't
fine.
matter how you feel.
No,
So what's your issue with it? Is it a material it's wrong? Is it spiritual idea it's wrong? What's the specific philosophical antagonism you have against that?
You got someone, you speaking too low for me.
What's the specific philosophical antagonism? Is it like physicalist, like a
You talking
material?
about the injection?
Yeah.
What's our issue with it?
Yeah, your antagonism.
Never trust my enemy.
You ain't never lied.
Wait a second, let me call my girlfriend. I'm telling her that.
I'm actually take from Hegelian Marxist thought.
Mhm.
So
Just stand behind the phone.
hey, yeah, there's like a little rooftop thing that you can stand on. If you wanna, you can come park over here. Just come over here.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. You'll see it. You know why I do. Alright.
Yeah, edification.
Huh? I said, you know, alright. I'll see you. I'll be over there.
You gotta go, man. You go.
No, I'm good.
I'm doing something.
Alright, I'll talk to you later. Up there doing the video.
I'm actually right.
Alright, bye.
I got a good question. How does it feel knowing that you took the mask, but you still gotta wear a mask? You see the?
Oh, I do it. The mask isn't for me. The mask is for other people.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. I'm saying even though you already took the mask, you should have to wear a mask around other people because they should know that you already been, masked.
Well, I know that. I know that.
Oh, no.
Like I'm breathing in air and stuff like this.
Okay.
There's still virus in the air.
Let's get this precept because he asked what's our issue. Go ahead.
The book of Soraka, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Excuse me. What book? Like what?
Ecclesiasticus.
Out of the Bible, New Testament. What verse?
1611. Read the 1611.
It's the same thing.
This is the closest to the Hebrew. You had Bibles before, but this is the closest to the ancient scroll. So go ahead.
The book of Soraka, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So we know that the enemy of the so-called Negroes are African Americans, the so-called white man. History teaches you that. All right, if somebody does something over and over and over and over against you, and you don't believe they're your enemy, then you're insane. Because you're clearly not seeing what they've done to your people. So if this guy is telling us to take medicine that hasn't even been approved by the FDA, no, it has not. You need to go to the FDA. It's been authorized for emergency use. It has not been approved as an actual max, which we don't say that word because they like to cut off videos. It's been authorized for emergency use, but the FDA has not approved it as a vaccine. So you took something and you haven't even done your full research, man. That alone, you just killed yourself, man.
So can I ask you a question?
At least do the research on the thing.
All right, can I ask you a question about the enemy thing?
Yeah.
I can. This is actually where philosophically I'll be on.
You ain't gotta use them big words, man. Just
I'm just
talk
saying,
like philosophical. Is that how you talk, or you just trying
That's how I
to?
talk. Yes,
What you would call it? What you would call it?
Yes, I'm a political scientist.
That's how you, okay, that's how you talk. I'll just sometimes we like play games, so that's just how you talk. Okay.
Talk to me like I'm an electrical engineer, me. Dumb it down.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I understand the idea of antagonism and contradiction. So
Before you go any further, what's your nationality when you phone the show?
I'm black and
Okay. I'm just finished. Go ahead.
So antagonism, I see contradiction within every single subject. There's always antagonism or contradiction within language. That's where you can call the thing an individual spirit, you can call it the individual logic. That lies within everybody. When you have a build-up for a collectivization of logic within scientific community.
Hey, bro, this ain't an essay. This ain't a quick presentation.
This is how I talk all the time.
Make it quick, though. You gotta make it quick.
Believe in the Bible. It's not like you don't believe in the Bible because your analogy and your entire statement is theoretical. And you believe in this.
Okay.
So there's really nothing to speak about, man.
Why don't you believe in it?
Oh, because I'm a rationalist.
Okay.
The closest thing that I can get.
Explain that clearly.
So I believe, so substance is something. Oh, there she is. Substance is something that goes beyond the Yahweh tech God. It's an atheist.
Okay.
It's an atheist theistic substance.
So you don't believe in a higher power. Okay.
You might know Spinoza.
Hold on. So you don't believe in a higher power?
Actually, I believe that in a concept called univocity, which univocity is any trait that you can attribute to God to be found in the material realm. So there is a univocalization of these attributes that exist in the universe. It's a universality that exemplifies univocity in the material realm.
So now I need you to explain some basic things for me. The sun just went down. It's nighttime. What told the sun to go down and the moon to come up?
well, go down and come up is kind of like it's a mythological.
Just answer it straight up. What controls that movement, the order of the sun and the moon? What controls that?
The calculus.
In your belief.
The calculus of
You gotta explain it better than that. You gotta explain it to me better.
There's a logical notion.
What's behind that? What's behind that logic emotion?
Logic is it's the absolute.
What's behind that? What's behind that?
Idea.
If you control it, what's behind the control? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Absolute idea.
So who gave that idea?
It's coherent to rational coherence.
You believe in the Big Bang Theory? Or do you believe a higher being actually created the sun?
He don't believe in an actual being. He don't believe in an actual being. He believes.
Oh no, I think I go beyond being. I think you have beings and non-beings, which they both relate a complementary nature to becoming. And that's how I go beyond.
Okay, but make sure to make sure. I know your answer is long-winded. Just make your answer short. Do you believe in a God as the creator of Earth?
I could say
Make
no.
it simple. Yes or no, bro. You don't have to go on a tangent. Yes or no?
No, like I believe.
Okay, thank you. So
I don't know. Honestly, I don't believe in some personal.
it's a yes or
God
no
that
question.
exists.
Yes or no?
It's a more complicated. If you let me explain,
No,
my
it's a
simple
yes or
God,
no. Do you believe in God or no?
that's a false dilemma.
It's a what?
It's a false dilemma between a belief in God and a non-belief.
So what do you believe, bro? You sound like you just in the wind with your belief.
Use the words, but you're not.
Yeah, you're using a lot of words that you're not making a fan.
You just
Well, the point is that
We're about to do away with you in a second if you don't start making sense.
within being in the world, you create abstractions, and these abstractions are continuous of principles.
Okay, stop right there. You say you create, right? You create things, right?
You, like through labor, yeah.
You create. Okay, so who created you to have the knowledge to create what you create?
The absolute idea of rational.
So who creates ideas? What creates ideas? Where do ideas come from?
Where do ideas come from?
Thoughts, right?
From existence itself. It's from the
Where
negation,
does existence itself come from?
the negation of being.
Where does that come from?
Being,
Where does being come from?
it's the only thing that must survive.
So basically, you believe in a Big Bang Theory. So now let's just break it down to simplicity. We gotta break it down to simplicity. Because you're trying to.
I can talk about the Big Bang.
No, you're trying to put a bow and on the Big Bang and the atheism. You're just an atheist that believes that everything comes out of nothing. Nothing comes without something being created.
Actually, if you look at Ludwig Spinoza, which is a rationalist,
Bro,
his concept of God is called Deus Natura.
what
Deus Natura is a concept of God is within itself, is in a constant state of becoming.
I know what you're saying. I know I've heard this before, but we just have a different version of it. You're saying you basically saying you're a God, you create, we're all our own gods. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm not-
And we create our own reality.
I'm saying we're particularities of
You keep on. What is it you believe? Do you even
You
know?
don't know what
I know I do.
Now
you
we're
know. You
particularity.
know that you obtain all this information and
Just
you're
fool about
using
us.
it.
Let
Let me explain.
What are you
I
standing
do-
for?
Okay, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. Explain what you believe. What do you believe?
I am in the world, yes.
Go ahead.
I have sense certainty. You start off with sense certainty. Sense certainty is the idea of you see objects in the world and you think they are there. Once you get into a reflection of the world, like you see, oh, this is something as a part of me, you then lose sense certainty. And so you go into a sense that there are contradicting ideas within this world. You realize that you, as a child, metaphorically,
Okay,
the
so
idea is
now-
external to yourself.
You see how this is going on, bro? I gave you 30
I'm
seconds.
giving you a full
Can I ask you
narrative.
what? You take psychedelic drugs?
You think that's the air he's breathing right now?
No. Do you take psychedelic drugs?
Sometimes.
Oh, you do good?
Yeah, we good. I already know.
But no, this is an
No,
actual.
you good, bro. You good. Whatever you believe is what you
Yeah,
believe.
more
But
power to you, man.
I'm gonna say this to you. You don't have a good way of explaining what
You're
you
not
believe.
letting me finish.
You shouldn't take, bro.
I'm saying you
if
see
this is
the
a life
idea-
and death situation and you had to explain what you believe, you would have been gone by now, bro.
Yeah.
And ask me what I believe.
Just about 6
I believe that there's a higher power that created all existence. Is that simple?
5 seconds.
And you
What's
just
your relation to that?
That's the
So what's your relation? What's your relation to that higher power?
my relation is I come from one of the nations, one of the many nations he set on this earth, which is one of the many planets he created. He said, nations on this earth. I come from one nation, which is known as the nation of Israel. All right?
So do you believe you're something that's in full submission to that higher power?
Yes, I have no say or so in anything that goes on. Just like if I was to get hit by a car, I have no control of it.
Can I actually see in the first couple pages?
No, this quote.
Are you trying to go to Genesis? Or?
This answer.
Right after they eat from the fruit of the tree of evil.
Oh, we're talking about Genesis, some of the garden of Eden.
You Genesis first.
I was just quick props.
Have you ever heard of Herman Strickler this?
See, I didn't go to college, bro.
Okay.
You know.
I say, I'm ready to make, I'm gonna go real quick.
Genesis 3:1, and it says,
What you want, after or before?
It's after they eat from the tree of evil.
Right here, verse 3. I'm sorry, I'm talking about chapter 3. Okay, I'm gonna read it.
and it says, verse 5, Genesis 3:5, and it says, and God doeth know that in that day eat thereof.
So what it is? It said, and God knows. What is that word God there in the Bible? What is the Bible talking about?
Rationality.
No. This text here.
Is God not rational? God is pure rational.
Because that's not what it means. I asked you what the word God means there. When you study the Bible, it's translated from ancient scrolls, all right, that was found in the Middle East. They found something called the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now this word God is Allah, Hayyam in the Hebrew. They use the word Allah, so it's the Iranian said Allah, which means power. But the Allah, Allah, Hayyam, Allah, power.
Power is rationality.
That's what it means. Power, all right?
A power is the ability to impose a rationality.
We got it. Power.
Verse 5. Verse 5, it says, for God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Now,
And you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And your eyes shall be opened. That's the sixth.
you have many gods. You have many gods, but you have one supreme power that created the rest of the gods. But
How do you become that supreme power?
you can't become the supreme, okay?
How did he become it?
Just like right now, can you stop me from knocking your teeth on your mouth?
No, because we're in a constant state of becoming. So we don't have full
So
power.
if I'm not,
We have a relative amount of
hold on,
power.
bro.
We have a relative amount of power.
Hold on, bro. I'm just making a point. I wouldn't never harm you like that. But if I was to snap your neck, you're done. You're out of here. You're never coming nothing no more.
It's a discontinuity, yeah.
You don't know that because you haven't done it. Oh, it's to believe that, which means what? You have faith. Give me Hebrews. Give me Hebrews. And then another chapter. You have faith. You have faith because you believe that if I was to snap your neck, you would still be coming to what you believe you would become. That's faith. That's faith, bro. That's faith. That's it. Give me Hebrews. Give me Hebrews.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse
You
1.
have faith in the belief.
Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Something hope for. Now you hope. No, you hope that if I snap your neck and you die, you will still become what you believe exists, what you believe in your belief, right?
That's the constant state of becoming.
You hope that. You don't know that. You haven't died yet.
I just said the constant state of becoming. I didn't say becoming what.
So if I was to snap your neck and you die, what's going to happen to you?
I'm going to keep on becoming.
How do you know that? You haven't died yet.
I never said I was going to become what. I didn't say I was
But
going
you
to.
said you're still going to become. How do you
You
know
asked
There's a negation.
You asked him, hold on, because you jumped around. You asked him, how do you become the supreme God, the supreme power? He's saying, if I snap your neck, you won't be able to become the supreme power because you're out of it. So how? But so you didn't say what you wanted to become. You led the question with how do you become the supreme God? See, you're being manipulative. Because you just tried to say, I didn't say what I was going to become. So you led with the question of how can I become the supreme power?
Talking for a purely rhetoric.
All right, man.
Let me ask you a question.
We're talking about the pure rhetoric.
It sounds like you've taken calculus. Okay. Limits and continuity. You know what that is? Limits and continuity. You know what that is?
Yeah.
It is the first introduction to calculus, correct?
Yeah.
Does a limit go to zero?
There's
Does it go to zero?
Yes or no, bro?
No, it doesn't. That's the Lord and you're not.
Yeah, so,
That's what I was explaining. That's exactly what I was talking about with being and non-being.
But you're not that.
I'm talking about becoming.
and you don't know that.
Never,
You don't know that for sure, though. That's the point I'm trying to get to you. If you were to die right now, you don't know what's going to happen to you because you haven't died.
I never
So
said I
you
did.
have hope and you have faith.
I don't have hope in anything after that.
Read that again. Read that right here.
now faith, the book of Hebrews.
Because he don't know what happens when he dies, but he hopes that what he believes will happen when he dies.
Can I-
happen.
can I-
So read that. Read that.
The book of Hebrews,
You have
chapter
faith.
11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for,
Yep, hopeful.
the evidence of things not
Not
seen.
seen. You have not seen what will
I see
happen.
negation.
You have not seen what will happen to you if you were to drop dead right now.
Yes, can I explain my theory of change?
No, we don't want to know your theory. You
I'm
know
trying.
why? Because we're Bible believers. And when we let you explain what you believe, you just go on a tangent.
No, you haven't even touched Hegel.
You're stuck on that. You're stuck on that ideology that you learned in college. Let's give you what
No, I learned my philosophy
Okay,
before I even went to
but
college.
you learned
I
that.
just studied my
You
studies
learned
on-
that crap even further based on what you learned in college. And what you've learned in college has not benefited you in one shape, form, or fashion.
Not a damn thing.
Because you cannot stand here right now and state your case.
I
He
am.
stated his case. He knows his case.
So okay, let me say let's say your thought process is true, and people are becoming, all right. So the so-called white man was able to become the person that owns the military, owns the financial system across the whole globe. He owns the central banks in America. He owns the central banks in Spain. He owns the central banks all over the globe. He became that. Our people, we can't become to own anything. He created the Federal Reserve, which is over here in America, which puts that dollar in your pocket, where you use to buy products.
It's actually fiat.
Yeah, it's fiat. It's a debt note. It's a Federal Reserve note. That's what it is. Fiat money. I know what I'm talking about. So thank you for trying to correct me.
I'm saying it's
But
not
he became that. Yeah, it's not based on anything. It's not based on anything.
It's abstract.
Yeah, but you're missing the point.
You just want to be right.
Yeah,
man.
and you're missing
No, you're agreeing with him, but you got to say it the way you want to say
You're
it.
missing the point.
All right, we understand you're intelligent from
Yeah,
American
we
standards.
understand you.
We understand you ain't got to keep
Let's
doing
say
that.
what you say is true. The so-called white man became all of this. How come no one else can become to control the earth? We all, your nation, because your father is a so-called black man, our nation of people own nothing on this earth. Own not one resource.
No
So why,
substance.
how come not one Negro was able to become a Negro that can own something that of substantial worth? Explain that.
Because of commodification.
Now explain.
So we go back to
What stopped us from becoming?
huh?
What stopped us from becoming gods that can own resources?
Well, time, resources, and stuff like
No,
that.
I'm gonna tell you, slavery.
Yes.
Your revelation.
When you're a slave, you don't have time, you don't have
And why are we still in this position? You're still a
My,
slave.
my philosophy actually deals with the master slave
You're still a
dialectic.
slave. You're still a slave. You know that,
I
right?
do. I understand the dialectic of master
So
and slave.
are you becoming to not have a social security number no more? Are you becoming to not have a driver's license no more?
Well, we have to be able to.
Can you
it's
get
a
on the
struggle.
Can you get on the plane and go fly wherever
It's
you
a
want to right
struggle
now?
of sense.
Can you get on the plane and
No,
fly?
I'm an anarchist.
No, you're a slave. And you're a slave. Look, you're a slave, and not only are you a slave, you're a slave to the institution that's indoctrinating you.
I believe in the abolition of capitalism.
With ideologies that were created by the so-called white man. Because our people don't own no colleges either.
I understand that. I believe in the democratization.
Bro, you through. Have a nice night.
I believe in
Have a nice
the
night.
democratization of information.
You know what you are? You're a lost Israelite, man. College ain't doing nothing for you but poisoning your mind. And America's about to fall too.
I'm actually
The economy of America is about to fall. The economy of America is about to fall, and college ain't gonna be worth shit in about a couple months from now. When this dollar collapse, and all hell breaks loose out here, and the EMP attack happens, and this whole society structure falls, college ain't gonna be worth nothing. And you ain't gonna be able to become anything because they're gonna throw your ass in a FEMA camp. And they gonna force you, just like they trick you into taking that medicine in your arm because you want to continue to go to college because you believe in this society. You don't truly believe in what you believe. You believe in making it in America. That's why you took that poison in your arm. You would take anything that the devil tell you to take. Because if you truly believed in your principle, you wouldn't have just took no medicine without knowing it wasn't even approved to be true medicine yet.
Yeah, lay off them acid tabs.
So you can have a nice night, because we don't want to hear you on a tangent
Can I
about your
ask you a
philosophy.
question about what's your position on technology?
We're here to
It's
speak about the
witchcraft, that's
Lord.
what it is.
We're here to speak about the Lord and the destruction that's
Yeah,
coming.
we
We're not
deal with
into
it,
big old words going on and on and on. We here to deliver a message.
Yeah. Because when you came over here, you asked us if we want to talk. This ain't what we here up here for. We ain't up here for you to try to educate us on your philosophy.
Because we
Well,
get
I'm
it.
trying to engage in dialogue.
No, you don't have time to engage in anything because you don't know your nationality. All this knowledge you done learned in college, what's your
I
nationality?
believe in
What's your nationality since you're becoming a god? What's your nationality?
I believe in the destruction. of
What's your
social identity
nationality?
itself.
What's your nationality?
I believe in
What's your nationality? They teach you your nationality? Because you're not black. Your pigment ain't black. Your t-shirt black. So what's your nationality?
I believe in the abolition of racial
See, you're
and
cool, man.
gender
You can't even
categories.
tell me your nationality.
I don't-
Without
I don't
going
know.
around the circle.
What's your mother?
What?
What do you classify your mother as?
She identifies.
What do you classify your mother as? Because you said it earlier that
I believe
your
in
father was
abolition.
black, your mother was black.
Yes, I say
Okay,
that.
so what do you classify yourself as? Let's kill the bullshit. What do you classify yourself as?
Non-binary.
Wait a minute.
Oh, all right, it's time to go. All right, have a good one. Have a good one.
I believe in the full abolition of social identity.
Let me tell you, how old are you, man?
20.
You're 20.
You non-binary.
You're 20, so you're
I believe in the
look,
full abolition
bro,
of social
non-binary just became a big thing. It just became a popular thing.
Actually, no, it didn't. There are many.
It's been popular in America.
No, what I'm saying is,
It's been popular in America. But you're 20 years old, you haven't even lived that long. And
I'm talking about culturally. Yeah, but destruction.
you just got out of your teenage years. Non-binary has not been a popular thing in America.
I'm not speaking.
So for you to say you're
Universal
non-binary,
truth is not based
learning-
on the masses.
listen, bro, you're 20 years old. You're growing up in a society that's teaching you non-binary and all these
I
things,
didn't get
bro.
taught that.
So how did you
I
learn about
lost-
non-binary? How did you learn about non-binary? You
I-
just woke up with it in your brain?
Non-binary is a term I use that
Have a nice night. Have a nice night.
I
We're
took
not
it
dealing with you.
from
You-
society.
Yeah, have a good
Oh,
day.
you flipped it into your own definition.
No, what
That's
I'm
what you're
saying
saying.
is,
Have a good day, man.
Yeah, have a good day, man.
Have a good day.
You bugged
Look,
out.
look, look.
And he said he do psychedelic drugs. We ain't dealing with you, no.
I know it.
We don't deal with drugs. We don't deal with drugs.
Well, this is the
you'll see me
definition
doing
of
well,
lectures on campus.
You do
a
shrooms?
genderqueer
You do shrooms?
is an umbrella term for gender identities that are neither male nor female. So you're not a male or a female.
I believe in the abolition
Have a
of
good one.
social
Have a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, make sure you when your penis get hard, make sure you control that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because
my
only
girl
men
got it. I'll be
penises
fucking her tonight
get
when I
hard.
back.
Only men penises.
Oh
get
no,
hard.
that's not actually true.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
There are hermaphrodites in there.
Let's go.
Have a nice night, buddy.
I'll actually do a lot of political
Hey, when America,
organizing. So you'll probably see me
when
again.
America crumbles, I want you to come back here and tell me about how college is doing for you, how good college is doing for you.
Ah,
When America
yes. I'll be
crumbles.
leading the revolution at college.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
You've been in the front line.
All right. Make sure you go on the FDA
What's your
website.
name?
Hey, make sure you go on the FDA website and look at what you put in your, look
Okay.
at what you just put in your body,
Yeah.
because you don't even know.
Yeah, I already signed up for like the next one.
Which
Like,
which one did you get actually?
Pfizer.
What's in it?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Good
You know all that shit. You know all that shit, but you don't know what you're injecting in yourself.
This is
yo.
the creation of America
It's
right here.
mRNA.
Hey, this is Babylon right here. This is Babylon. It's a whole bunch of confusion, yo. That's what it is, yo.
He said, I don't know. They
Hey.
get some unknown subject.
Yeah.
Give
You
me
know what? That-
give me Psalms chapter 14
I got it.
on the food.
All they have to do is keep it simple.
You want Psalm 14 and what?
That's funny.
You asked him through the simple question, and he goes on a tangent with a whole bunch of big words.
He was just full of himself. He wanted to show you that he knew a whole bunch of what he couldn't
And
answer.
I understood it, but it's like you're not even showing me anything. I want to see you, but you're not even.
But I knew he was on psychedelics. The way he was talking, that's how they trick. And they just want to keep going further and further and further. You know what I
We
mean?
have gotten
Yeah.
into this.
Where you want to start at the top?
Oh, the fool has said in his heart.
Yeah, I got Psalms 14 and 1. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no power.
Yeah, we are beings that can create. Well, if you're beings that can create, who put the thought in you to be able to create? Who created the being that creates?
Right.
Nothing is created without something being created. You had to be created to create. But he on them psychedelics, like the Hawk said. He's Super Mario. He jumping from room to room in his head.
They are corrupt.
And he had the nerve to come up here and say that the max, it's been approved. No, the fuck it ain't. You know when he heard that at? CNN.
Yeah. TV.
And they use helpful words. They have not said that it's been approved as an actual medicine. They have not said that word yet. But he's a dumb college idiot, man. Go ahead.
They are corrupt.
He said that he get a second dose.
they have done abominable works, right? Abominable works.
He done took the jab. He gonna take the jab. He trying to tell us shit. And then you ask the simpleton what's in it. I don't know.
But you want to tell us something.
But you want to tell us about life.
And he calls himself non-binary. That's another form of abominable works. You know what I mean?
Nigga,
let your yay be yay and nay be nay. Are you a man or a woman?
Nigga can't even tell me his nationality.
Right.
But then he said that he got a girlfriend. Remember he said that earlier?
Yeah, that was the girl down there.
That's my girl. I'm going and do everything.
There is none that doeth good.
And then when I asked him, well, how come the so-called Negro man can't become into owning resources and owning substantial, and then he went on another tangent. He talk, you know what he does? He talks around the subject matter. That's what he does. He doesn't answer the subject.
Right.
He talks around the subject.
But he said he's trying to engage in the conversation. No, you're not. You just want to be heard, man. You just want to talk, yo. That's a smart, stupid nigga, yo. Straight up. That's a smart, stupid nigga, yo.
He did ask, are we online?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Vainglory, yo. That's what that is, vainglory.
That nigga wanted to be famous. This is Soraka chapter 27, verse 13. That nigga wanted to be famous, you know?
I got something real quick. This is first thing.
27 and 14?
27 and 13.
This is Soraka 27 and 13. The discourse of fools is irksome.
So he wanted to have a discourse, but the scriptures tell us the discourse of fools is irksome. Because all they're going to do is talk around and talk. The nigga that took psychedelic drugs is going to tell us something, man. Get the fuck out of here. Go ahead.
And their sport is in the wantonness of sin.
There you go. Well, you know that nigga's sin. And he had the nerve to come in and say he's non-binary. Then he goes on to say, I didn't learn that. So you came out your womb, your mother's womb, knowing the word non-binary.
But if you would have heard what he was saying, he doesn't subscribe to the true definition of non-binary. He's about to say he flipped it into whatever. Because when you're non-binary, you either think you're a man or woman, or you think you're multiple people. You think you're more than one person. You might consider yourself a we as instead of a me. You know what I mean? But he took that word and wanted to make his own definition. That's how you know you bugged out.
Shit, he might as well, because Esau doing it. All these goddamn different words and shit, man.
He wants to look at himself as the third person.
Yeah. And then, like I told him, basically he's just putting flowers in a ribbon on atheism and believing in big things. Oh, I believe. Basically, you just believe your God
yourself. You just want to
yourself.
keep becoming. Becoming what?
I believe in universal this and that. Look, man, you an atheist. They try to doll it all up and try to sound, you know.
You know
what I'm saying? Philosophical. Nigga, you know how to talk, bro.
You broke him down to a syllable, though. He was like, yeah, you know, the economic structure. He's like slavery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's that simple.
Slavery. You know? And the scriptures say, let no man separate you from the simplicity that is in Yahweh Shai. Hey, the Lord didn't choose wise men to come out here and teach. He didn't choose dudes with the technical and that. He chose men that's going to keep it simple, get straight to the point. He ain't got all day to be out here talking. I gave him 30 seconds to explain what he believed, and he was still going. He didn't get to a point. 30 seconds?
He
And
said
you
he
can't
was-
tell me what you believe?
But that's why I
He
said
said he was in college and didn't even have a thesis.
But hold on, what I'm saying, I hope brothers know, when you're on this psychedelic drugs, their main goal is to find something, right? But they're tripping, right? So they say they want to find out why your garment is green. Once their head start tripping, they look at that, and then they never answer that because they go past that and go on to something
But
else.
see, I ain't
it's a
gonna
trickle
give
down.
him that excuse because he wasn't on it right then and now.
No,
You can see but that one dude that was before they had the pill, he actually was on it. So he was in his right mind being a goddamn fool. And what tripped him up is when I told him, so you have faith. If I was to snap him like that, you have faith that you would still be, and that tripped him up. Then he had to fucking change that up.
But he can't admit that he's wrong. You can tell he got that spirit. Nah,
'Cause he
I got a way out of
He
this.
paused like, oh shit.
I got a way
I
out of
got
this.
faith in fucking, you know, because if I, you don't know what you don't know about death. We know because we know what the scriptures say, but he don't know what if he would do. Is that what will happen if he died? So you have faith. Basically, if you're an atheist, you have faith in your beliefs, whether you know it or not.
That's a cut to atheism.
Straight up cut. Because you're not 100% sure on what you're saying. You don't know that for sure. You know? Go ahead, though.
You want me to finish with Lazarus?
Yeah, and then we about to wrap it up.
Con. Verse 26. And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which will pass from hence to you cannot neither Soraka. Neither can they pass to us that will come from hence. Then he said, I pray thee.
Yeah, so it's a great gulf fix. And that, just like the wealth gap right now is extremely large between us and them. In our kingdom, it's going to be extremely large between us and them again. But we're going to be on the right side of it, right? You know, we ain't going to be able to give you shit. We ain't going to come up on the throne and go give you bread. You got your fucking money, but he make dirt pies. I mean, we're going to give you food, but it's going to be like scraps. Yeah, we ain't going to give you, you know, abominable shit like you did us. But you going to eat grass soup, you know what I'm saying? Fucking weed soup, you know? Water with grass in it. Shit that'll keep you alive. It ain't gonna bring you no pleasure. It ain't gonna bring you no fulfillment. You just eating it to stay alive. Go ahead. Because you need the bare necessities. You need water and minerals. So give me grass soup. Go ahead.
Then he said, I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them.
Yeah, that's pretty much the point, you know? So yeah, man, hey, Brother, anything else you want to bring up? We got to close up.
Yeah, I was gonna say one quick thing. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. Make it quick. It says, "Oh Timothy, keep that which is." It says, "Keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babbling and oppositions of science, falsely so called." Again, to keep what science is so called, man. Believe in that science.
And the Lord understands that. Matter of fact, before we end, because you had a group that Paul encountered.
Oh yeah,
when he was preaching the Epicureans.
Yeah,
if a brother can find that in Acts, or was it in
That was in Acts.
Yeah.
But if you listen, you know, the way he was saying, he was all over the place, because he was saying, yeah, you know, I'm a philosophical and political major, but I'm throwing in mathematics with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, stop.
Sophisticated words, what they say.
I'm like, man.
That's what his Lord said. What? He's not the author of confusion, man. You know?
17th chapter. Is it the 17th?
Where?
17 to 18.
Yep. Acts 17. Yep.
I think you started at 18. Is that right?
Let me see.
Yep.
What is the verses up?
Verse 17. Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews.
Yeah, you can start at 18.
Come. The book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 18. Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans and of the Stoics encountered him. And some said, what will this babbler say?
Yeah, that's what they call us babblers. They say, what are y'all speaking about? Now, when you go into the Epicureans, let me pull this up in the blue letter. It says, belonging to the sect of the Epicureans, the philosophers. Basically, they believed on what he believed, they believed on keeping, receiving as much knowledge as you possibly can. They didn't have a set foundational faith. They didn't believe in the supreme being of being the creator of creation. So basically, just like this nigga was an Epicurean, you know? Go ahead.
What will this babbler say? Other some, he seemeth to be a seller forth of strange gods, because he preached unto him Yahushua HaMashiach and the resurrection.
Yeah, because we believe on one true power is his son. They believe in all different type of other shit. And continuing to learn all different types of other shit. But we're set and rooted in our faith and our foundation, and we're unmovable. We're those stones that have been cemented into the temple that we're building. But with these guys, he'll believe this one day, and then he'll find some new knowledge and start believing that. Whatever intrigues him. That's what those Epicureans were. And that's why the scripture you read of science, falsely so-called, because you're thrown with the wind. That's why I told you, you're with the wind. You're to and fro. You don't have no foundation in what you believe. That's why you keep changing your explanation each time the person exposes you. He kept changing his explanation and dragging it on. Go ahead.
What seemed strange to the God because of Yahushua HaMashiach in his resurrection, verse 19. And they took him and brought him unto Areopagus, saying, May we know this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is. For thou...
And that's what he wanted to know. They didn't care. They didn't want to be converted. They just wanted to, they were intrigued by new ideas and new philosophies.
He needs to know.
They always intrigued by stuff like that.
That's what that
They're
was.
to and fro. They're not rooted and grounded in anything, man.
That's right, brother.
Go ahead.
For thou bringest certain strange things unto our ears. We would know therefore what these things mean. For all the Athenians and the strangers which were sent spent their time nothing else but to either tell or to hear some new thing.
See, they spend all their time just wanting to learn something new. And that's him. That's what these college students is. They just want to learn something new. They don't even go really into the depth of it. They just take it on face value. And they take in all this knowledge, right? And they're not delving into each part that they're taking in. They just have it all in their mind and they spewing it all out at once, man.
Arrogance.
Yeah, you know?
Confusion.
But you got all this knowledge, but you didn't even have the time to research on on the max, the injection.
What's in it? I don't know. All that smart.
But he said
spiritual
he had
shit.
to know to say it was approved though. That's what tripped me off. I wasn't expecting him to say that. He said it was approved. Then I told him no, it was authorized for emergency use, and he looked dumbfounded for a second. So
And he said
people,
it.
These people are through, man.
He said it like that was one. He said, what, it's going to take a second dose.
J. Cole is over here bugging, yeah. That's what he's looking at.
No, that's gonna be hard.
Oh shit. John G.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the point of that. I just want to get to that point. So yeah, man. Hey, another day out here on the highways and byways. Lord, and the Lord was pleased with our prophesy. We're going to close up like we always do. We want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, the one to the other apostles, the great millstone, and then we learn the truth from. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Stay up out there. We almost home. Above the ball. Palm your shoulder.
I love